Welcome back. It's been a week, and we ended on a pretty aggressive cliffhanger last time. So I think it'd be good to catch up to where exactly we're at, since Dota is the only one that is, capable of moving right now. Everyone else is either at 1 HP or kidnapped by a suspect group of individuals. Dota, what happened last week?
Group? Monka W. That's one guy.
Two guys.
We ran it down mid.
We ran it down mid.
Sure did!
Would you like to give any further description?
We went to go rescue. So Hecko was investigating one of the people that was a part of the investigation to frame somebody. I already forget the major details, but basically he was a Giga Magic user that kidnapped, tied up Hecko, and then we went to go save him, and a whole bunch of elementals got summoned. High-level spellcaster incinerated Xenius and killed him, and we barely made it out. Maximus may or may not die. Xenius is dead, and currently Severus is alive.
Are you in a
As
different
far as we
microphone
know.
than usual? Jota?
What?
Are you in a different microphone than usual?
Oh, might be picking up the wrong one. Hold on.
No, it just sounds slightly different. It doesn't sound bad at all, it just sounds slightly different.
I did have a weird audio issue that I had to fully reconfigure my mic for, but I'm not sure. if that's
Classic.
it.
Well, that might be good.
That's a pretty good summary. I think the only thing I would add is that we stopped right as you and Tolius
yeah,
were...
so
yeah.
I barely got Renesmee out using invisibility, and then we ran straight to Tolius, and now we're about to go back and fight the Giga Wizard.
the
With
Giga
Tolius.
Wizard. So true.
Do you need me for the first, part?
No.
And Maximus is in there, like,
Well,
passed the
I
fuck
was
out,
asking
vaccinated.
Um,
However long
likely
this
not,
fight
no.
lasts, no.
Okay, so I can make a coffee.
Yeah, you can go make a cup of coffee.
Run!
All right, yeah, we will pick right up where we left off. Tolius is in the guise of an Imperial Guard captain. He has ordered 2 legionnaires to join with you. Technically, they're Imperial Guard legionnaires, but they're not that different. They're just veterans instead of guards. And the 4 of you have been approaching the steps of the building. You already signed towards the ash pile, informing Tolius that is Xenius and that there's an invisible creature around. And you and Tolius are walking up the steps to the house. Tolius is going to carefully step past Xenius' corpse. You hear scratching from the other side of the door. And without much further ado, Tolius is just going to open up the door and head inside. So roll into initiative, Dota.
Is there music playing right now?
There should be, but I'm not hearing it either.
No, there it is. Yeah, it is slow start.
I don't hear it.
Oh, it is just a slow
I
start.
hear it.
It's the Banana Tiger song.
Banana Tiger.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what the fuck are they doing to Maximus?
We're doing
All
a
right.
ritual.
So that is
Oh.
where we're rolling into initiative.
Severus too.
I
What
am
the
an
fuck?
Eldritch Blast machine in this fight, that's all I can do.
Blast machine. So true.
Why is it that the Eldritch Invocation spells still take up a spell slot? I don't get it.
I thought they don't. They just don't refresh until.
Did you just ask if they take up a spell slot?
They say using a Warlock spell slot, but then they also say you can't use it until long rest, which doesn't make sense, so I assume they're free.
I also assume they're free. I've never had
And
them.
I have
Yeah.
Polymorph and Slow. Or, yeah, Slow. Slow can be
That
great.
is wacky. Alright, I think we're gonna have to do a tiebreaker for Tolius and the wacky spellcaster, as you called him.
Giga. So, yes.
Oh, Giga, sorry. I apologize. Giga's still a bit injured, of course, because I think it was Grania. I don't know who else could have hit him, so it must have been Grania that hit him a couple times.
No,
Maximus might have.
Oh, was it Maximus? Okay.
Yeah,
I know
Let's
I
some.
not
remember he
forget
was
that
attacking.
I
and he
turned
got,
him into a snail.
True. Well, that was the. Didn't you turn? I know you did turn him into a snail.
he got,
Okay.
Yeah, he got transformed back.
The winner of
Maximus
that
had a really good time
tiebreaker
with his
is Tolius, because he has maxed out decks. Okay, Tolius acts first. Instantly, he's gonna, for his free item interaction, he is going to exchange one of his daggers for the lantern that he brought with him. He is then going to activate the lantern, which is a lantern of revealing, so all invisible creatures within 30 feet of his location become visible. Instantly, that reveals the invisible stalker. For the first time, you don't even really see it. All it does is expose an outline of the creature, and you just see a cloud. It's not even really like a creature in any traditional sense. It's just sentient air that wants to murder you. And then Tolius is going to move into the room. The 2 spellcasters were beginning the scratching noise was them carving those symbols onto the floor of the room. Tullius is going to run into the room, and he's going to take a Vorpal Dagger attack against the Giga Spellcaster, which hits. He doesn't get sneak attack,
Vorpal,
though.
holy shit.
So it does 9 piercing damage, not a huge amount, and he jukes the guy in the side.
Does it not count allies if they're incapacitated? Is that why?
No. Yeah, if they're incapacitated, they don't count as allies for a sneak attack.
So Severus and Maximus are passed out.
No, they're not passed out, they're tied up. Well, so technically, Maximus is passed out and tied up. Severus is just tied up and gagged. Okay.
Thank you.
The Giga Spellcaster is going to cast Blight on Tullius. Which, I mean, does go through. Tullius isn't much of a wizard. So Tullius takes 38 necrotic damage. The Invisible Stalker is then going to act. It is going to move over to Grania and take 2 attacks. Both of which hit. Now, the Invisible Stalker previously had advantage on its first attack and its second attack because it was invisible. That no longer applied, so you take 20 bludgeoning damage, Grania. One of the Legionary veterans is going to run forward and flank. The other one, like, they're starting to scuff up, the ashes of our good friend Xenius a little bit. And this one's going to take his attacks. I'm going to double check something. I think the Invisible Stalker may be immune. Yeah, so the Legionnaire does take several attacks against the Stalker, but they will, basically pass through his form. Air is not strikeable by non-magical weapons. Grania.
Question, is there any creatures I can polymorph this guy into that does deal magic damage?
Is there any creatures I can polymorph this guy into that does deal damage? I don't think any beast, which is all the polymorph works on, has magical claws.
Might just take this. No, that's concentration. Then I'll end up dropping it. So I think I just have to start blood blasting this thing.
All right. All right, 29 hits, 17 also hits. Once you know its location, it's pretty easy to hit. Yeah, you instantly bloody the Invisible Stalker, striking it twice in the chest. The Scholar of Starry Wisdom is going to cast... What would be the best way to do this? They can see that Tullius has this anti-invisibility thing, so they can't do that. I guess the Scholar will Misty Step here, and then do a Firebolt onto the veteran, which misses. Tullius is then going to place the lantern on the ground, so that will mean it goes, here. And he's going to withdraw his second dagger, and he is going to move behind Spellcaster and take his 2 attacks. One of these is sneak attack, so it'll be the Vorpal Dagger, and the other one's normal. So Tullius plunges his blade into the back of the Giga Spellcaster, slashes him along the side for the other one, bloodying him. The Giga Spellcaster is kind of got fucked by you guys because you used almost all of his spell slots. So I guess he's just going to cast a 2nd level Heat Metal on both veterans, 3rd level, so he can cast on multiple creatures. So they are now burning alive in their armor, starting with 12 heat damage on this turn.
Quick question on a couple things. A, is that concentration? B, does it end when he dies?
Yes, it is concentration. Yes, it ends when he dies.
Okay, just making sure.
Wait, I'm gonna double check. I'm pretty sure it means it can be cast on multiple creatures when it's upcast, but something makes me think
thought it was
maybe
just the
not.
damage.
No, it is just damage. Unfortunate. So it's just on that one little goober in front of him. Alright. The Invisible Stalker is going to slam... Well, it's gonna move first of all. And then it's going to slam... Oh no, it can't. It takes an opportunity. Oh, it doesn't matter if it takes an opportunity attack. Perfect. So it's just gonna slam onto you. Does what?
Does meeting miss?
Yeah, meeting misses.
Okay, second one hits.
Alright, 7 bludgeoning damage. This Legionnaire, seeing that his attacks are generating nothing except for, literally nothing. He's gonna run over to the Giga Spellcaster. That's a bit of a fucked up movement pattern, but you get the idea. And you know, the Giga Spellcaster is a human being. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. The black clouds are the aura of the ritual that was being conducted, Peach.
Got it.
It's going to be interrupted, so they won't be there much longer. The spellcaster needs to make 2 con saving throws. Pass, so the guy's still burning alive in his armor. Grania?
Damn, I really left me at this thing, huh?
Uh-huh.
I guess I don't get flanking off of them anyway. So just double push blast again. 12 misses, I assume.
Yeah, miss hit. Alright, 13 force damage. It's certainly injured. The mage over here. The problem is lining up something that actually hits, so I think it's just going to cast a...
Just fireballs himself.
commit suicide. Giga Chad. I guess Maximus is unconscious, so he can't move like this. Yeah, that works. Okay. Magic Missile at 3rd level, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tullius takes all of those. Alrighty. And then Tullius is going to take his 2 attacks. Vorpal Dagger, Mithril Enchanted Dagger, Sneak Attack on the Vorpal, Normal on the Mithril, and with that, the Vorpal Dagger decapitates, we'll just call him Giga Spellcaster, he doesn't have a name anymore. It decapitates the Giga Spellcaster, and he slumps against the ground. The black clouds, which were fomenting in the edge of the room, and the ritual circle, which was beginning to glow, essentially dies out, and the chamber goes still. Tullius is going to move over next to you, Grania. So technically he takes an opportunity attack from the mage, so the mage stabs him, which misses. The invisible stalker is going to attack you. 13 misses. A 20 would hit you, Grania, but Tullius is going to use one of his mastermind rogue features to intercept the attack. If I recall correctly, it's called misdirection. Yeah, so the attack will target Tullius instead, which he will, it won't hit his AC, so essentially he'll void that attack for you. The legionary veterans are going to run over here and start stabbing the shit out of the mage. 2 of those hit, no, 3 of those hit. Alright, they stab this, they just go over and stab this mage to death in one round. He wasn't very tanky to begin with, because he got slept by Grania, so he just gets stabbed to death by these 2 veterans, and the heat metal ends, and that guy's fine. Grania.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast! 29 and 19 both hit. I think that, yeah, as the second Eldritch Blast leaves your fingertips, the invisible stalker is dispelled. Or killed, I guess. Sent back to its plane of existence. As, you know, the house begins to settle a little bit, Tullius will glug down one of those superior potions of healing, which I'm going to double check the healing for because I forgot it between now and last week. 10d4 plus 20. Alrighty, and he's going to gesture towards you, Grania. Get Severus out of his bonds, get Maximus out of his, and start searching around the house for evidence. And he gestures towards the 2 veterans. You there, go outside, secure a cordon. And the 2 of the veterans will, you know, jog away.
Yeah, Grania will just nod and then go to do so.
Yeah. Echo, did you make your copy?
If
Yes,
Maximus
my
is not
copy is
stabilized,
I literally just set it down on my table
Perfect.
seconds ago.
If Maximus is not stabilized, I will stabilize him.
He is stabilized, he is unconscious, though.
Then I will put him to 1. Or no, I get to heal him because he's conscious. Or
Yeah, you can heal him if you want.
26 plus 4.
Tullius will recover his lantern and begin to sweep together the ashes of Zednius. Alright, Maximus, you are... The last thing you remember, I believe, is it a magic missile that knocked you unconscious? I feel like it probably was. Or maybe it was
I think
A
it was
blight?
a blight.
Yeah, it could have been a blight. Those do a lot of damage. So, Maximus, whatever it was, a spellcaster knocked you unconscious, and now you feel sort of like warmth, touching your face and stuff. And a few moments later, your eyes sort of flutter open, and you see the red-haired Grania above you. She's already moved on. She's like beginning to undo the bonds around your wrist and your ankles. Maximus,
He's dead.
he's dead. It's the only explanation. Surely his mic isn't unplugged. That would never happen.
No, he's really dead.
That actually wasn't the issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Normally it is. but
Normally it
this
is.
time,
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll sit up, look around, see that.
You see a
Brandon's
decapitated
moving me.
spellcaster next to you.
As soon as Granny sees you actually open your eyes, she'll just turn around and start untying Silvers.
Yeah. Maximus, just as you're groggily starting to push yourself to your feet, Tullius will say over his shoulder, Maximus, search the house for any valuable possessions. I can probably keep them back for 10 or so minutes before they'll insist on looking at the scene.
Who's that?
Wait, am I ungagged at this point?
I think you're ungagged, and you, Maximus, you look over your shoulder and you just see an Imperial Guard captain. You don't recognize him. He's just, he has the purple cloak of an Imperial Guardsman, but...
All right then. Yeah.
I'll say to Tullius,
I'll start wrecking everything in search of valuables.
Yeah, as Maximus goes to plunder the house, Severus, I think you could probably put together that it's Tullius, despite the fact that he's in the disguise. I mean, he has the same dagger Tullius uses. He has the same, exact same voice. So, yeah, your gag is taken out, your bonds are undone.
also, I might have been gagged, but I wasn't blindfolded and I was conscious, so I could probably see some of what he did.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, you watched him walk over and in 12 seconds decapitate the spellcaster.
Oh, he was conscious?
Well,
Yeah, he was conscious this entire time, yeah.
He's just sitting there.
Yeah, literally, yeah. During the fight at one point he did that.
I was gagged and bound.
Yeah.
I head upstairs.
I wasn't just watching from a chair, giving applause.
Grania
I'll say
swiftly
immediately-
stands up
I'll
and
say
leaves you.
from Atari immediately. We need to apprehend Aurelius and Galerius before they attempt to flee.
He doesn't look back at you. He'll just say in Fermentari, perhaps.
We have proof.
He'll stand up and look back. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. What we have right now is 2 corpses and the word of a couple of judges. If we find incriminating documents, we can move from there.
Aurelius has them on his bed.
Grania claimed this was Ennius. Is it true? Do you know?
What was that, Nias?
He's pointing
He
to
just-
the ash pile.
No, he's not going to point at the bastard. Tullius will just shake his head and he'll just look back, out. I think you just see him staring outside the house, and he'll just say, "Join your fellow judges in clearing out the premises. I'll keep back the Imperial Guards until you're done searching."
I took up all of my shit.
Yeah,
Find
you
it.
reacquire all of your equipment. It will mostly be in Arminius's office, but that is where Maximus is searching at the moment. So he will leave, and you guys can begin to explore. Upstairs, I guess we'll start with Grania. Roll me a perception or investigation check. Either kind of apply here.
It's better. Investigation.
All right. You find a bedroom. There is no cabinetry. There is no anything really. It's remarkably Spartan. It's basically just a bed, and that's
Very
it.
important question. Can I use the fluttering ones check for helping me with this?
You can gain advantage on the check, so you'd have a 10. But
Can I not have him do his own perception?
I guess yeah, sure. That's,
I don't have a step.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, but you know what his modifier is, right?
Oh, maybe I do.
My guess is it's going to be a +6. Is my guess. It is a +6, yeah.
Absolute Chad.
So yeah, D20 +6. Yeah, neither of you spot anything. Upstairs, it is just utilitarian bed, and that's it. As for Severus, in the kitchen, you find, unfortunately, not that much of interest. You find food, and you find beverages, like very expensive alcohol, things that even with his wealth, you can't imagine this spellcaster could have bought or even acquired on his own, likely gifts from those that attend his sermons. Maximus, you on the other hand, you're going to the mother lode itself.
Do I have enough time to do I have enough time to ritual cast and detect magic?
You can start doing that while Maximus searches the office. Yeah.
All right.
Maximus, you head into the office. I'm just going to describe the things you see like on the surface. If you want to know more, perception or investigation. Within the desk itself, like on the top of the desk, there is a book called The Tyrant's Rise, as well as a little journal that seemed to have been kept by Arminius himself. On the bookshelves, there is the alternative history of the Empire, failure of the Light Wars, the completed works of Arcanist Valerius Nightweaver.
Are these being written down somewhere?
They can be.
That'd be great.
Okay. They are now being written down somewhere. Tyrant's Rise, personal journal. Bookshelf is failures of the Light Wars. The Light Wars, alternative history of the Empire, completed works of Arcanist Valerius Nightweaver.
Whose house is this again?
This is Arminius's. He's not the brother, but the cult leader of the brother, if you want to call him that. Musings of Calrul, Sermon of Calrul, Final Blessing of Calrul. And then there is a star map.
Oh my. So many things.
So many things indeed.
Wham. Damn.
So, what are you looking for? Secret compartments? Or...
yeah, I'll investigate the desks and the shelves.
Yeah.
Wait, are you sure you should touch any of that, considering he's a powerful magician, might have placed glyphs of warding literally everywhere that will blow shit up?
Bozo Maximus doesn't believe in magic.
Oh, yeah, sure, he just saw Dennis get disintegrated.
He's a magical atheist. Yeah, you begin to feel along the shelves. There is a chest in the corner.
Oh. I'll go up to the chest.
You approach the chest.
I stare at it intently for glyphs or other such magical wards.
You would know that such things can not be spotted by the naked eye, or they'd be relatively useless.
Ah, that is an excellent point. I do not fuck with the chest for now.
People with immense arcane understanding can, but not laymen such as yourself. But yeah, you can search desk drawers. There isn't actually anything bizarre in there. There's just a little couple arcane ink pots. There's some normal ink pots, some pens, some spare parchment pages, a vellum scroll that is blank, like it hasn't been written in yet. Yeah.
Whoever lived here sounds like a nerd.
True.
Lots of books and writing utensils.
At around this point, Severus will... I guess you're still casting your detect magic thing. So, Grania, you can come down from upstairs.
Hey, Severus?
Huh?
Can you come in here and do that detect magic thing you do?
I'm already working on the casting. Takes a few minutes.
Can you be quicker?
No.
Oh. Okay. I'll spend.
I have it from a
minute.
feed that doesn't allow me to cast it normally, only ritual.
I'll spend another minute investigating.
Great. Make a perception check. Grania, do you want to continue searching the upstairs? Do you want to go down and assist?
Much better.
So much better.
It's like a huge improvement.
Tullius isn't here
10%.
anymore, right?
No, he's outside organizing the cordon, preventing people from entering the property, so you guys can grab as much shit as you need for your investigation.
Okay.
You also do not have 10 minutes. I think he said 6, and that was several minutes ago.
Oh, in that case, I'll... Oh, I thought I asked you at the beginning if I had enough
I'm
10
pretty
minutes.
sure he said 10 minutes.
Oh, did he say 10 minutes? Okay, then there would
but
be
I don't
enough
know.
time for that, and then like a
Just
couple
barely.
seconds to search her.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think a couple of seconds are gonna suffice. but I can't. I physically can't do it faster. I wish
Sure.
I could.
Well,
Since Tullius didn't really
Alright,
tell us
then.
what to do afterwards, Granny's just gonna go sit down.
I'll,
Okay. Brady just sits down on the sofa of the house. It's a very nice, comfortable couch.
I'll put my hand on the chest.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'll try to open it.
it's locked.
Oh wait, actually before that,
Is the lock visible?
Yeah, it's internal though.
I flip it around, the chest around.
Okay.
Can I? Is that possible?
Yeah,
What do the hinges look like?
they look recessed.
Damn it.
I know. These bastards and their proper chest construction.
What?
Does
What's
the chest breathe?
What's the chest made out of?
Wood.
What kind of wood? Like planks or like one
Planks,
solid
yeah.
piece? How well together are these planks fitted?
Quite well. So I mean, it's an expensive
Oh,
chest.
wait a minute! I have a warhammer. I'm just gonna fucking bonk it on the top.
Yeah, surely it
Okay.
won't blow up, or you will destroy the insides.
Let me check a certain spell. You probably will destroy the insides, but I don't think the spell cast on the thing does anything in this context. No, it doesn't. Yeah, make it athletics check at advantage since you're using a tool.
It's such a good idea to get that warhammer.
Yeah.
Athletics. 23.
All right, with the 23,
Bravo,
your
what a lovely
warhammer
trick.
slams down, breaks apart the boards. You a bit overstrength it a little bit, and the warhammer carries through, striking some of the contents inside. But it doesn't really matter. All you hear is the sound of I think metal hitting metal, and the feeling of little things parting, like coins basically being pushed out of the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you can
it's in
pry
there.
apart the boards until you can get a decently sized chunk in there. Hole so that you can look through, and inside you will see 3 coin purses, one of which has been perforated by a warhammer head, and 2 scrolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna pilfer all of that.
All right, you can add 150 gold and 2 spell scrolls to your sheet.
Yo! That's 180.
A true gremlin.
Yep.
No, this is like classic Maximus in this campaign.
While Maximus is
This is
doing that,
classic
Severus, what are
this
you
campaign.
up to?
You know, if
Well-
someone had been here, he could have just picked the lock.
Renesmee's missing. There's no Zednius here either. There's that weird ash pile outside.
Yeah, I'm like,
That's
I'm
a weird ash pile.
well, Tullius is here, and I'm confused.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
and
Also,
then,
Tullius is here.
And nobody's telling me anything. I'm just casting detect magic and hoping it will be fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna grab all of the books.
Yeah. You start piling them up. This actually weighs a bit because we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,
Oh, yeah,
14,
no,
16, 18 pounds of books. Can you carry that all?
I mean, we're not in combat, so I can be encumbered,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can easily carry all of
Okay, great. You load yourself up with 18 pounds of books.
the books. 18 pounds.
I will go over to Severus, and we didn't teach him enough. What does he actually know that we taught him so far?
Basic, very basic terms. My name is, you are, food is, some noun,
What
like
do you
proper
underst-
nouns, like apple.
No, I'm not.
Some
What
stuff
is-
like stop, danger, wait.
I'll DM you something just to make sure.
Okay.
On an unrelated.
That's what she
note,
asks.
Alex, there's
Yeah.
now 7 torches sitting on the ground in this room.
Unrelated, I'm sure.
yes. Yes. these were
Yeah,
always-
I think you can get that through.
Okay.
Severus, you
she'll
get him.
sign.
Yeah.
Or yeah, she'll
No,
sign.
no,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah.
okay?
Are you okay? Wow, feel strong, man.
Sorry, what? She said what? You kind of interrupted him.
You said, "Are you okay?" Or signed it, I should say.
I'll look at her. Tell me. He didn't do anything to me except take my shit. Where's the rest? Where's Zed and Renesmee?
Granny, I will kind of just look uneasy.
Yeah, is
not
all
really
of
able to answer the
Severus's
question.
shit in here?
No, yeah, a decent chunk of Severus's shit, yeah.
What's missing?
I think maybe one of your daggers would be on the table. Some of your ration. You don't have any rations. Yeah, I guess. Oh, one of your pots of arcane ink would be inside of his desk drawer. Some of your Gellin coppers would be on his person. A bit spread out. He kind of pilfered your
Alright.
body.
I grab everything except for the arcane ink and toss it in a pile out there.
Yeah.
Not the arcane ink.
I think that's his.
True,
because
based,
it's
reasonable.
it's in the
Fair,
drawer-
fair.
It's in the drawer with the rest.
Yeah, you toss like a pile of stuff out while Severus is still casting the spell.
And can I look specifically at this desk for like? I'll
So how
look
many
in
parts of arcane ink are? Sorry, I'm missing.
12, all of them.
Oh, all of them are missing. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I look on the back of the desk and like compare it to the drawers on the front to see if there's any missing spaces?
Ooh, yeah, make an investigation check. You're feeling along it. You're touching it.
16.
Yeah, you can confirm that there are no built-in sort of like false bottoms or anything like that.
Okay, can then I pull the drawers out and compare their length to how long the desk is to
Indeed.
see if there's a space behind them?
Yeah, you can confirm there is no space.
Okay.
A nice thorough searching though. There's also a fireplace nearby.
Is there a fire going in it?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna stare up the chimney. Is there anything like up there?
You see a beautiful sunny day above you.
Gross.
So true.
I feel along the walls. Like the
Yeah.
floors there.
Your hand comes back soot-stained.
Yeah, that makes sense. How about this statue over here? I'll like pick it up with a bust.
Yeah,
That is-
yeah, it's a bust of a scholar of the past, Saint Captiosus.
I'll lift it up, look under it, look on its pedestal.
There's a little
Over it.
maker's mark on the bottom of it.
What's this here?
That there is a desk with like what do you call it? Decorative glass, I guess. Like it's like a little display thing with decorative glass in front of it. There we go.
What's in it?
It's a little statue, little statuette.
Can I just open it? Or
Yeah,
do I
yeah,
have-
it's not locked.
Yeah, okay, I'll open it.
It's a little onyx statuette.
All right, sure, I'll take that.
It's a woman in like loosely fitting silk garbs, looking vaguely like dancing, vaguely, not really, more so just posing.
Or
What?
you heard me.
Jesus
What did you
Christ.
say?
Maximus.
Holy
see, how much-
squatting.
How much does that weigh?
Like 1 pound.
Okay.
That's a Mythdosia moment if I've ever heard one. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely correct.
That's a
yes.
military moment.
No, it's
No,
Mythdosia.
that's can confirm not the case.
I'm joking. I have no idea what's it like in the military.
What are these over here?
Those are all the bookshelves containing the books.
Those are bookshelves.
They're not full by any means, though. And most of them are
Um,
just normal shit.
I'll poke my head out to the guard, or is Tullius, who I think is the guard, still there?
No, you can, like, I mean, you'd be able to see him, but he's, like, way,
Well,
out, like, he's out
better-
in the direction of the street.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I'll dump the bookshelves everywhere and start.
Yeah,
Handing
Granny
over
and
them
Severus, you guys hear a
receivers.
loud crash
Mhm.
from the office.
Has Granny
Um,
responded to me at all when I asked about Renesmee and Severus?
No, she seemed really uneasy. Now
Goodness.
she's just like sitting down and staring at the floor.
Jesus.
Yeah, is there anything on like the back of the bookshelves or anything like that?
No.
How about these chairs?
What about?
Is there anything on the bottom? Are they made of like cushioning?
They are made of cushioning, yeah.
I will
He's
rip
gonna
open the
fucking
cushioning
open- yeah.
and
Right,
see-
you cut open the
see if there's
cushioning and look
anything there.
inside.
Where's the drugs in?
You
Where's the
find
smart
nothing
stash?
within either cushion.
What about this chair over here?
It's just like a wooden chair, so there's no
Yeah,
cushioning.
I'll look.
You flip it over, you break the chair legs, you look inside to see if they're hollow. Nothing to be found.
Maybe chew on it, just to make sure.
Yeah, true.
There's not much. I'll demolish this entire like stand.
Jesus.
Yeah, you rip out the leg. So Severus, by the time your detect magic is finishing, Tullius is like trying to basically explain, like, no, we have our top investigators in there looking right now. You can't disturb the scene, and you're just hearing Maximus tear this room apart. Which, I mean, kind of what he should be doing. So reasonable.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
As soon as it goes off, what do I see?
Well, first of all, there's some magical shit on this guy, on this guy. This circle has a very, very low magical signature that's like still rapidly fading. So at one point it was probably
Conjuration?
no, divination.
interesting.
So at one point it was probably a very powerful signature, but since the circle wasn't finished, that magical energy is bleeding off very rapidly.
Can I, with my arcane knowledge, realize what it's maybe about?
Yeah, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, I'm good at these. Just what I'm asking.
Yeah, your guess is that it'd be some variant ritual version of the Contact Other Plane spell.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Spooky.
You also notice that, of course, Granny is magical, yourself is magical, your dagger is sitting on the table, so you can recover that. There's that big pile of shit that Max was put outside the room that's all yours, that's all magical.
I'm gonna take everything I can, but I can't equip my armor yet because I don't have the time.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just
you
put it in
can
my bag
pick it
for
up.
now.
Yeah, but you can't equip it, that makes sense.
Is Arcane Ink?
Yeah, you would be able to see with your glowing magical eyes. You can, poke into the room where Maximus is, and you, of course, see your ink pots.
If I see them, I'll take them.
Yeah, you can recover those. There's also the writing pen on the desk is magical.
Okay, so I'll say to Maximus, this pen is magical. What else?
The arcane ink, and that's about it. That's left in the room.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then I'll go back to this guy, and this guy, you said they have magic on them.
Mhm.
I'll go rifle through their shit.
Yeah, both of them have spell books.
Yeah. We'll be taking those.
All right, you can take those. This guy had a magical tome on him, not his spell book, but another book. He had a magical necklace, and that's it.
What does the necklace look like, Harkon?
It is a golden pyramid.
A magical necklace and a tome.
Mm-hmm.
Taking all that as well.
The plants in the corner.
Yes, you can go over to the corner.
Jesus.
Cut the plants to pieces. He's speaking through a gramophone. You gotta give him. You gotta. What'd you say?
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, like, Jesus, as in, like, he's fucking everything up.
Oh yeah, he is. There's nothing hidden inside the plants, nor in the dirt of the plants.
I'll go upstairs. I'll check every room with detect magic, basically.
Sure, there's only one room upstairs. Maximus?
The floorboards, do any of them look loose or look to be pried up or anything?
You
like
start to roll up the carpet while Severus heads upstairs. Severus heading up
Where's
into
the fucking demolishing crew?
heading up into the bedroom, you begin to look around. You find nothing. The bedroom is Spartan with just a bed, no magical anything.
Alright. Is
All
there
right.
a basement of sorts?
There is no basement. You head back downstairs. By the time you do, you see Maximus rolling up the carpet, and you begin to hear, boots hitting against stone, and begin to climb up the wooden steps. And Tullius is walking back. He has an urn in the crook of his arm, and he'll sort of step in and say, "All right, Imperial Guardsmen are insisting that they investigate the scene since we're in the Imperial City. I'd recommend you assist me in putting together these ashes here. Is there anything you need that you can't carry?"
We might want their bodies for questioning by a cleric.
We can't justify it.
Can they be preserved?
The Imperial Guard will take care of that on their own.
Well, once we're further into the case, I presume we might be able to reposition this.
Perhaps.
I was witness to stuff by this guy, which I can attest to under Zone of Truth. And I'm sure Relis can too.
Good enough. Maximus?
Alright, where's the... Tullius.
I'll
Where's
look
the
at you.
rest?
Well, from what Grania
where's
told me,
where's
Renesmee is
Renesmee?
back at the Imperial Complex, recovering from the fight, and Zednius is there. He points towards the pile of ash.
What do you mean?
He was disintegrated. It's not the
What?
first time you've seen death, boy. You've seen worse. Either way. Maximus, you've grabbed everything you can from in there, right? pause champ. He's muted. He's probably fucking traversing the multiverse.
No, I was
once
just
more,
muted.
I'll
Just
search
like
these
in
two
here.
corpses. Sorry, once more, I'll search these two corpses.
Sure.
This time, I don't look for magical shit, but just for valuables.
Okay. And what'd you say, Ethan?
Have I finished pulling up the floorboards yet?
No, you just started rolling off the carpet.
Give me a minute.
No, we don't have much more time. Grab whatever you can that's left in that office and we're leaving.
A quick, does a visual inspection reveal anything?
Roll a perception check. And Severus. He just said that, Xenius is dead, and you act very casual about it. Has it not really sunk in yet?
Damn it. Fuck.
I'm denying this is real.
Okay, yeah, he's fine. He's back at the Imperial Complex with Resume. You search the two bodies. You find a paltry sum. They're not walking around with thousands on their person. You find like a silver in one guy and a electrum in the other. You guys begin to return to the entryway. Tullius will say, "All right, Grania, you as well. It's time for us to move on." And he'll scoop the last of the ashes into the urn by hand.
Maximus, what exactly happened here?
Now, we're gonna walk outside. I need you to walk with your chins up. We were here on official business. We took nothing from the crime scene, and we're happy to hand this off to our friends in the Imperial Guard. All right, then. And you guys walk from the premises. As several Imperial guards are, guarding the entrance to the property, Tullius will just give them that sort of look, that look of like superiority. He doesn't even say anything. And after you leave, several Imperial guard begin to move onto the property behind you. And Severus, you can, start whispering to Maximus again. Or you can just talk out loud. You guys are starting to walk back to the Imperial complex.
Message cantrip.
Okay.
Oh, non-verbally ask him. What the hell happened in there?
Ask who?
Maximus.
Okay.
Wait, actually, can I cast message on Grania?
Yeah.
And she can. Oh no, but she needs to respond verbally. It's not telepathic.
Correct. She can hear you, but she can't respond.
For a second, I was like, wait, can I make Grania? Can I speak to Grania with like a voice telepathically? That'd be so cool. I'll just let Maximus.
Well, Maximus is. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, my internet cut out.
Classic. Maximus, you hear a voice in your head that sounds awfully like Severus asking you what happened back there.
Okay. Is Severus like right next to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're behind Grania and Tullius walking back to the Imperial complex.
Well, they rolled up. I was back at the palace. They rolled up saying you had been captured. So we ran out there. When we got there, we saw a bunch of. Well, we knocked on the door. No one answered. We could see some magic goings on in there. I said we should go and get reinforcements. That was shot down. So we knocked in the door, and they were quite ready for us. About halfway through, Xenius got disintegrated. I got knocked out.
You mean like when you mean disintegrated? He like
That pile of dust you saw.
That was really him. You saw with your own eyes.
Oh yes, it was horrific.
I'll just
Yeah.
he'll like bury his
and then
hand,
dust.
bury his face in his palms, just going like, God, what have I done?
Not much to do for him at that point.
This is my fault.
I wouldn't say that.
I underestimated this guy. I talked to him. He seemed like he just seemed like another one of those like rich scholars that have too much time on their hands. Sure, he was very rich, and sure he had a lot of time on his hands, but I didn't think he'd be. Fuck.
We should have come with reinforcements, but it's neither here nor there.
My first instinct was like just knock him out and run when he noticed me.
How'd that
didn't-
one?
He immediately blocked my attack with magic and then cast a spell to dominate my mind. He was a lot more powerful than I expected. The fact that he can cast Essential Grip. Fuck.
Think about this, Severus. Whenever I've seen people get disintegrated, which I think is like 3 other times, they never gathered up the ashes. I am sure there's a reason Tullius gathered his. Or
Well-
sorry, I'm sure there's a reason that the captain gathered.
Strange
his ashes.
Imperial Guard captain who's been ordering us around and speaks
Also-
very authoritatively of all of our
Wait,
names.
You said there's only 4 Imperial Guard captains. Right?
Correct, yeah.
Have I seen any of them?
You've probably seen at least 2 of them. They're, they're basically like the equivalent of like a Army Sergeant Major. Like they're very, very well respected. So yeah, you've probably seen at least 2 of them like surveying the 7th Legion. Clearly not one of those 2.
Which captain is that? I didn't know we had one of them working with us. That's to Severus.
What?
I'll point it. Yeah, the captain. I'll point it.
Oh.
Who you know as Tullius. I haven't seen him before.
Oh. I'll message cantrip him. It's Tullius in disguise.
I hate magic.
Understandable.
You continue to walk towards the Imperial complex. After another block or 2, Tullius' his disguise fades and he turns into that of like a middling senator. And I think, probably not for Severus because he's known about Tullius possessing this, but I think for Granny and Maximus, it gives you this moment of like a little bit of paranoia, like, holy fuck, he could just be like watching us almost always, because he looks like the most average person ever. Like if you walked past him right now, you would not think for like pause for even a moment. He just looks like a normal middle-aged senator, low-class like quaestor level bureaucrat. And
Tullius for you.
He's quite good at it's one thing to have a hat of disguise, it's another thing to use it properly. So
you say use it properly? Does
Yeah.
he have to roll?
do you have to
No,
roll?
it's-
No, it's just like picking the right disguise and what will make you look as unassuming as possible and what will be most useful in a situation.
And being able to also play that identity.
Yeah, and have your voice sound different and things like that, and play it off. So at this point, you've gotten closer to the Imperial complex. This is the guardhouse where Renesmee was sort of just left. So as you get closer, there's one Imperial guard at a station. The other one is is nowhere to be seen. And inside the guardhouse, you can hear like muffled talking. And Tullius will look at you, Grandia, and he'll say, "Is this where you left Renesmee?"
Asking me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed some of that. We're at the house again?
No, you are at the guard outpost leading into the Imperial complex.
She'll say no, she left him where I found Tullius.
Tullius will shrug, and he will continue onward. And you walk past into the Imperial complex. You walk past, various houses. Tullius just sort of keeps his eyes on the path before you. And when you get to the estate, the master servant gives a, bow to each of you as you enter. He doesn't really spare a second glance towards Tullius. He just assumes he's with you guys. And after you finally, pass beyond the precipice of the interior, Tullius drops the disguise entirely, returning to the person you're used to, his magical items becoming visible. He'll probably hand off, and I know he'll keep the urn on his person. He'll just say, "All right, go get Renesmee and assemble in the dining room. We need to decide how we're going to salvage this situation."
Head to the dining room.
And Tullius will walk off to a different corner of the estate. Renesmee,
Mm-hmm.
where at the estate are you?
I am in the bed that I've been sleeping in, under the covers, ice cold, shaking with anxiety.
Yeah. Well, you hear the sound of like boots and muffled talking and scuffing and all those noises, and you hear the sound of like the bedroom door next to yours, open up and then close. Seems as if somebody's returned.
Is there space under my bed?
Probably, yeah.
I'll grab my blankets and hide under the bed.
Okay. Grania,
Let's
you
go in comfy mode.
Grania, Severus, comfy mode? Yeah, definitely.
She
That
was
strikes me
right
as
behind
remarkably
Zenius
comfy.
when she saw him
Yeah.
literally get disintegrated into a pile of dust. Like,
Yeah.
I could just imagine, like, she wasn't, like, around seeing his body. She
Yeah, his skin
looked
flecked
at
off,
him.
his hands melted, turning into
Yeah.
ash, yeah. It's pretty
So I
horrific.
could imagine that was fucking horrible. So yeah, she's gonna be under the bed, try to close her eyes, try to go to bed. She's telling herself, just sleep, just sleep, just sleep.
Yeah.
Is disintegrate like some like Infinity War shit where you slowly turn, or is it poof?
No, it's pretty quick. It's basically, it strikes them, and then from the point that the disintegrate hit, it just disintegrates the entire body. And it's not like this Infinity War where it's like, you know, PG-13 and it's like a little bit, you know, it's just ash. It's more so that the body that exists just sort of starts to like decompose rapidly until it just becomes dust. So you watch his skin flex off, muscle rots, and then the bone underneath just basically turns into dust.
Can
There
you
you go.
clarify? Ice magic items also got? Because they should
Yeah,
be like
they are.
normally specific. Like,
Yeah,
separate,
Yogi
right?
specifically asked me about that. Those are also
Oh.
disintegrated.
Oh, is that like normal? in your
No, that
world?
is not normal. The normal rule is that magical items survive disintegrate.
Yeah, but is it
in
normal in
Valeros-
your world?
Yeah, in Valeros, disintegrate destroys everything, magical items
Okay.
included. So
I imagine
Grania,
that's limited.
that is limited. It wouldn't apply to artifact level magical items, but almost everything else. Grania, Severus, and Maximus, the three of you gather into the dining room. I believe you were having dinner just prior to going in search of Severus, so there's still the leftovers of that on the table. Lunch.
Was that just me?
Was what, just you?
Because they came back to get me because I didn't go. Never mind.
Okay. Well, you're in the dining room now.
Well,
I think it was you, Zednius, and Renesmee because I came back after meeting with the girl, and you guys were all there, and then you asked where Severus was.
That is also what I recall, yes.
and
Either
then-
way,
Right, yeah.
we're here
Well-
now, and we gotta salvage this investigation.
Was wait, did they bring Renesmee from a room, or
Nope.
she's just?
Renesmee's
I'm
not
hiding
here,
under the bed.
nor is Tullius.
No one went to go get her. Wait, I'll look
Yeah.
at. I'll look
Wait,
at.
no one wants to
Grania.
go get her. I'll go.
I thought you were gonna go get Renesmee.
I'll
Yeah.
get her.
Severus, you leave the dining room,
Okay, then.
head over towards the beds in the estate. You can, go past doorway after doorway and then rap on Renesmee's door. Rap your knuckles.
I'll just knock on it. It's me.
I am still.
Can I come in?
Severus?
Yes.
I'll wait a second, and I'll kind of shimmy up from under the bed, and I'll shakily open the door, and is he there?
Yeah, Severus is on the other side of the door. He's got a bit of rope burn around his wrists, and I don't know if his ankles would be visible. And his mouth is like this big red spot from where the gag was basically like tied around his neck. So he's got a bit of, not too much damage, but a little bit of sign of his restrainment.
Well, when you first open the door to see Renesmee, her eyes are big and wide with fear, like a child, but then they just immediately, when they see you, well up with tears, and then she throws her arms around you and hugs you really tight, which is uncommon for Renesmee because she's not someone that usually likes physical touch at all, but she will give you the tightest bear hug and just start sobbing.
I'll imagine I'm just I basically kind of join.
Yeah.
Aww.
The two of you are there, tears are flowing. Back in the dining room, Maximus and Granny are sitting there. Granny is looking at Maximus. Maximus is looking at Granny.
No, Granny is just like 1,000 yards. Down.
No. Okay, Granny is 1,000 yards staring. Maximus is finishing off the leftovers.
That's wow. You know me so
Yeah,
well.
I do.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was doing.
This is just Tuesday for Maximus. He's lost so many comrades before. What's one more?
That's true. Yep. That's. What's one more?
Severus and Renesmee, which of you composes yourself first?
Probably me.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like Severus is fucked.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
He's also been already grieving for like the past 30 minutes.
Yeah,
before
you've
Severus
known
even
about
came.
this. Severus just learned about it.
Yeah.
It's 30
Oh.
minutes. So much
Like
more
the reality didn't really hit until I saw Renesmee's reaction.
Yeah.
Because everybody
Yeah,
seemed
oh.
so normal. It's almost like it didn't happen.
Right? I'll pull away and I'll like start wiping my tears in between sobs. I'll be like, "Did you hear what happened?"
Nod.
And I'll nod too, and I'll like try to look away and not make eye contact because she's embarrassed that she's fucking crying so hard. And she'll wipe away her tears and be like, "Do they need us downstairs?"
Yeah.
And I'll nod and try to take a couple deep breaths because she doesn't want to be a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And
You're also
she'll go
quite physically
downstairs.
injured as
Clearly-
well. You took a lot of damage in that fight, so you got you got bruises already forming all across your body. You got some real, you're hobbling a little bit.
She'll limp downstairs.
Yeah.
Clearly, just emotionally, physically, fucking spiritually.
I'll take my water
Mess.
skin out. I'll take like a big sweat, thinking I'm probably a bit dehydrated.
Certainly,
Put a bit
yeah.
on my hand to just wipe my face off a bit around my eyes, and then
Yeah.
offer to Renesmee to do the same.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, you guys wipe your faces down, and by the time you guys get back to the dining room, Tullius is there. The urn is nowhere to be seen. He's just been sort of standing in the corner of the room, brooding, looking out a window. But when the two of you step inside, he'll walk back over and say, "Well, as I explained to Maximus, I'm going to go reach out to my connections, try to keep the crime scene frozen for as long as possible. Furthermore, I'm going to try to avoid any explanations as to why you were all there. My guess is I can keep anything from changing at the crime scene for another 10 hours or so we probably have that long to figure out how to bring this investigation to a close. I expect that Galerius eventually will be alerted, and if he can put two and two together, find the connection between his brother and Arminus, then, well, let's just say, think fast."
Arminus' book bag, did that lead to anything?
Did they delete anything?
Did that lead to anything?
Did what lead to anything?
Oh,
His
Renesmee
pouch.
will look up and then just remember that she's the only one that can answer this right now. And then she'll start crying again. And she'll be like, "Yeah, Xandius and I, we found really heretical books in his bag," and she'll just start crying.
Well, you're all professionals. I'm sure you'll be able to work this out. And
It's-
Tullius will exit the dining room with a clipped pace.
Did Renesmee notice the urn under his arm?
No, he'd put that away back in the room.
Okay.
Wait, before Galerius goes, can I ask him, should we contact the authorities first, or should we just acquire the book back before?
Well, my recommendation is that you figure out how to make an airtight case against Galerius, lay out why we were investigating, what we found in the course of the investigation, the specific charge that you want to deliver to Galerius. Once you have all that laid out in your entire case from start to finish, and you think it's arguable before an actual arbiter of the law, then we can discuss and kind of proceed from there.
What
Okay.
about... Well, I'll just...
Yes?
What about Zed?
What about him?
What's gonna happen with him?
That remains to be seen. Either way,
Can you
there's
do
nothing
something
any
for
of you
him?
can do about it now. All you can do is focus on the mission at hand.
Yes.
I would have thought I taught you better than this, Severus. You can't hold up the entire investigation over the head of a single soldier. The mission must be completed.
That one stings. I'll definitely give him a glare, like
Yeah, he'll just
angry,
leave the room.
but angry, but like because it's true.
Yeah. So, you have all the information you have. Now, a lot was gathered over the last 2 sessions, so I'm willing to remind you of things you've already gathered. But, how do we take him down? What case do we have against Galerius?
I'm coming up with that in a little doc.
Ooh.
Because we had a little
Holy
thing
shit.
on the different.
I forgot she studies law.
A true lore master.
But before we do that, I think that just in character for me to get into a fucking productive mood, is there ice in the household or first and foremost, is
there
ice?
is not, but the master servant can go acquire some at a pretty price.
Is there alcohol in this household?
There
like
most
hard
certainly is
liquor?
alcohol, yeah.
You shouldn't
Okay.
get drunk.
I'm not going to get drunk, but I think that she needs, like when you need a smack in the face.
Yeah.
Wow.
She needs like
What
to
happened?
put her face in ice or get slapped or take a shot of something disgusting.
Yeah.
Well, if
You
you want
know?
to get slapped, I think Maximus would volunteer.
I actually was thinking of that, but I have 1 HP.
That is true. Maximus hits a little bit too hard and then boom, fucking unconscious.
fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, you can go get a shot of hard liquor.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm actually going to do the exact same thing.
All right, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Grania's fine, but the rest of you are pretty beat up. Actually, no, Grania should be like 30 AP or something. But what are you at? Dota?
I'm half, yeah.
Half, okay. Yeah, so everyone but Severus is pretty beat up. So yeah, there's the master servant will go acquire a couple of like energy-inducing things. There's some plants and roots and sort of like common wisdom, like these will energize you. Of course, tea and coffee. He'll basically start pulling together like this whole smorgasbord of things to help you guys work through the night, because you're starting this at like 7 in the evening, and depending on how long it takes. Yeah. Also, Yogi, since you're here, feel free to contribute, because most of this is just out of character, like putting all the dots of what you've gathered together into a prosecutable case. So, what do we got?
So
Well, we
were
definitely
gonna
got
get him on the like
heretical negligence, right?
yeah that.
Radical
Specifically, a negligence supervision, and possibly failure to report or concealing evidence of heresy.
Where is that legal handout that we have?
Handouts, Pax Mithdosica, and then relevant laws for MOF.
Got it, thank you. Yeah, we would have to come up with an excuse as to why we were investigating. We could say that we got tip-offs that there was like a weird circle of stars kind of bullshit happening in this town, and we had to investigate. Then we found that the brother was there, and then through the brother we figured out that he was involved. Do like bottom-up approach.
Yeah. So
He doesn't
Correct me if
have
I'm
to
wrong.
be involved, right? He just has to be like.
Yeah.
It's just his
Neg-
brother.
negligent supervision. What that it says individuals who hold position of authority and influence, such as parents, guardians, or employers, have a responsibility to monitor and ensure that those under their care employment do not engage in heretical activities. I know that he's neither his guardian parent or employer, but he's most certainly like a massive figure of authority for his brother. His brother
and it's
literally
also
lives
happening
with
in
him
his home.
and under him. So, and it's happening in his house where he presumably has house servants. And this book like bag it's not like hidden, it's lying in the middle of an unlocked room on the bed. So
Wait, sorry, I'm trying to find it. Where did you say it was?
Heretical
Character?
negligence is
heretical negligence, secular
negligent supervision is a subsection of heretical negligence.
under
Yeah,
secular
where-
laws of heretical negligence,
I think she's looking for the
second to
handout.
last paragraph.
Yeah.
Oh, the handout? It's in handouts, Pax Mithdosica, relevant laws for matter of faith. I can just
Oh,
boom.
I
there
see
you
it.
go.
I see it.
Yeah, I can also pop it up on your screen again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Further, I think there might be a case for like his brother to be engaged in sedition.
Well, also his brother was engaged in heresy because the books were
Well,
not only
heresy
treasonous
and
but heretical.
sedition, because the books he has on him specifically, and I quote, provoke hatred, disloyalty, or disobedience among the populace, undermining the authority of the God Emperor and promoting dissent.
True.
Specifically, the one about the tyrant.
Well, he also has his. If we can tie him to the assistant had like Cal Rule notes, which we know is like a necromancer guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the guy we killed. I'm pretty sure.
You did not kill him, but you killed. You did not kill Cal Rule. You killed
Okay.
Khalil, I think was his name.
Cal Rule was
Khalil.
serious.
Cal Rule the Vile is the founder of the Necromortis, aka the first necromancer by some estimations.
Wait, holy shit!
Yeah, these guys were like way
He's in some
worse.
deep shit.
Yeah.
We
But
have
this
a
is
bunch
way
of books.
bigger than I thought.
Oh yeah. Maximus dumps out this, big ass bag of eight books on the table.
I think it was like 18.
there's these
Fucking
two
Cal
things.
Rule.
There's these three books specifically: Musings of Cal Rule, Sermon of Cal Rule, and Final Blessing of Cal Rule. I feel like
There's a personal
my
journal.
God.
There's a personal journal. Let's go through that one first. Maybe it
Yeah.
has something that directly implicates Aurelius. And then if it does, we could open this whole thing. We do it backwards, where we say we were investigating not Aurelius, but we were investigating this wizard.
Now,
Yeah, like,
keep
we
in
could-
mind, in a court case, literally the first thing that someone on Galerius' defense is going to say, hey, I'd like to do a zone of truth on these judges to make sure that they are actually investigating this thing first and that they weren't, doing a sort of politically motivated attack.
Well, so how can we ever dodge that then?
So you got to do word games. That's the whole thing. you gotta make statements that aren't directly lies, because that's all zone of truth can very easily be worked
at the
around.
very beginning to where we weren't going to have to zone of truth if we had enough damning evidence. But the issue is we don't.
Also that, if you have something that's like, if you get them on actual heresy or like blatant insane levels of negligence, then
It depends on how they ask the questions, right? Because we could say we were investigating the people of the stars.
Yeah,
right?
100%. And they could say, oh, like, how'd you find Arminius or Aurelius was involved? Oh, we just looked through the window and he was there. Technically not wrong. Like, all of those are true.
Right.
So that's the thing. You don't need to worry about making sure that the story is true by, like, the meaning of it. It's just true by, like, the way you can phrase it,
Okay, I think
we
I
could
have
say
some.
But if they ask like a straight up question, like, why were you investigating, or like, were you investigating him because of this reason? Like,
that
you
is
can't really
unlikely.
dodge
Yeah, that is unlikely to be asked. Just because, again, if you get enough evidence, which at the point where you're at, you're starting to collect a lot, the courts are going to be these are not unbalanced courts. These are not fair courts. These are deeply unbalanced courts. And once you get this much evidence, they're just going to start assuming that he's guilty and operate from that, like, assumption.
Thank God, corruption on our side.
Yeah, like the conviction rate for some of these courts, like the heresy courts, are like 99%, like with barely anyone ever escaping.
They must be great courts, Bing Chilling.
So true.
Is that because they're actually like corrupt, or the cases just tend to not go to court until there's indisputable evidence?
It's very massive corruption.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is this like star stuff, as far as like we've seen? Would that be considered engaging in forbidden arcane practices?
It could definitely be considered that. Yeah.
Oh, witchcraft or sorcery? Yeah.
Yeah, can we sort these? Can we sort these books into their respective like crimes?
It's so funny.
What these?
So I'm just gonna tell you what they're about, and then you can choose how to
Well,
sort
the
them.
Cal Rule stuff is probably like everything
So
from
the Tyrant's
sedition,
Rise, we talked
assassination.
about it before because Aurelius had a copy, but it essentially talks about how a warlord named Aurelian Domitus conquered the empire, conquered the Republic, destroying the Regenan Republic, which was this honorable and noble institution, and replaced it with a corrupt, decadent empire, and declared himself and his descendants gods to selfishly gain more power.
Okay.
That's very clearly sedition.
Renesmee,
like sedition of thought.
Can you write these down as we?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, thank you.
So that would be sedition.
Would it be? Wouldn't it? Could it also be?
It'd be treason.
No, this would definitely be blasphemy against.
A lot of these are going to be
as well.
multiple things, just so you know.
So let me just. How about this? I'm just gonna write what it's about, and then we can sort them into what category of law it breaks. I'm just gonna write down what the books
Sounds
are
good.
about.
Sure.
Villainizes the emperor and is fucky.
Yeah, that's a lot of things.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of things, yeah.
So number 2.
Number 2, the personal journal. This is actually very long, and it's a good thing you have 10 hours because you can like split up the reading into chunks or even just read like little portions, but it's still going to take a while because this journal has been maintained since this guy joined the Department of Magic. And it basically talks about, him being really excited to become a sorcerer on the plains. It talks about the first time he fought, rebels against the Empire. Then he fought in the Third Boyars War. And he pretty lengthily describes what would be considered for Maximus, standard wartime practice, which is torching several villages that had associated with the Third Boyars Revolt. And since he was a spellcaster, we're talking fireball and burning hands against unarmed civilians. And during one of these... Which legion? He was not embedded in a legion. He was essentially just a death squad of other spellcasters roaming the plains, destroying villages.
9 stats grouping.
no. But yeah, eventually though, during the Third Boyars Revolt, his unit got ambushed by some of the rebels, and 3 other spellcasters were killed. 1 Inquisitor was captured, and he made it out by making himself invisible in the middle of the battle, basically like a sort of desertion, though not really, because his army had already, his group had already lost. He was wandering the plains, and then as he was sort of laying on his back, looking up at the stars, they began to change, So, and he kind of begins to describe this a lot, in a lot of detail, because he believes it was a divine vision, where the stars changed into a face of a man, and the man told him to pursue knowledge at all costs, no matter what it costs him in his life, even if it costs him his very life. There is no higher calling than seeking knowledge for knowledge's sake. And so when he finally returned to the nearest town and he had been informed that the Third Boyars Revolt was over, he immediately left the Department of Magic, joined into the Department of Faith, and tried to learn more about Aurelian Soul, because he wasn't fully, on board with this whole wacky knowledge thing. And within the Department of Faith, he found nothing that satisfied him, so he retired out of the Department of Faith, so he got a massive pension from the Mithdosian government. And since then, he's been doing some private contracting spell crafting work, but the journal starts to massively focus on his area of knowledge, which is he just wants to learn as much as possible. Some of it's heretical, some of it's blasphemous. A lot of it isn't, though. 99% of the books on that shelf were just books of natural history, books of actual history, just everything he can. He's just a sponge, and he wants to spread as much knowledge as possible as well.
Well,
that's unfortunate.
how dare he?
How dare he?
Yeah, I'm not trying to educate the masses.
lower class.
Oh, and also, he received an additional vision about 3 months ago, which is where he got the phrase that him and the members of his study group, if you want to call it that, say. So basically, that oath was given to him in a vision.
Does he mention the study group at all?
He says that it's just he literally just says it's his students and he's the professor. He doesn't go on much more about that. He basically just thinks that he wants to educate and teach them.
He says he had a
are there
divine
names
vision
listed?
of an oath that he makes his people swear.
Yeah,
That's direct heresy if you swear that then, right?
potentially. Yeah.
Are there
Write that down.
Inside you can read the contents of the oath because also Severus heard it being spoken. It technically I don't know. It's kind of on the borderline. It doesn't I'll just post the oath in chat that you already heard it earlier. It doesn't directly swear loyalty to any other gods. It's just I don't know. It's on the line. It's on the borderline.
Well, with all the other
Well, the thing is
information,
that
it
it's-
won't be on the borderline.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's unauthorized rituals and practices for heresy.
Yeah, most certainly. Yeah.
And
Is the brother's name in there?
No, there is no mention of any other member
Yeah.
inside the Scholars of
it's
Starry
just
Wisdom.
generalized, no specifics.
Correct. No names given at all. So you'll never even know the name of that random fucking mage that was fighting with him, who got slept in 2 seconds. Failures of the Light
Suppose.
Wars is, you guys have read this before. I'm just going to tell you what it is, just because it's very simple. It is literally textbook heresy. When I say textbook, I mean literally when you are in a Mithdosian law class and they're saying what heresy is, they will literally show you this book because it was written about 60 years ago and it is just heretical in every sense. It says the emperor isn't divine. It says it's heretical. It's basically the definition. Alternative history of the Empire is similar to the Tyrant's Rise, though it's not quite as inflammatory.
What
It's
time
actually
of day is it?
what time of day? It's late at night. It's like 9 p.m.
Fuck. I need to get that book bag.
True. Alternative history of the Empire is actually around this time in his normal schedule, our Aurelius will be making his way to his friend's house.
Oh wait, if he's leaving.
No,
right
that would have
now.
been like 2 hours ago.
Oh.
But right around the time you guys were getting back to your estate, Aurelius normally leaves his.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Any
alternative
chance that it
history.
could make me invisible?
Grandia, pause champ.
Sorry, say again.
Can you make me invisible?
She'll sign no.
Uh-oh.
She signed what? Yes or no?
She signed no.
Okay.
Severus,
Fuck.
I can get in there if you'd like.
You're out of wild shapes.
Yeah.
Am
Because
I?
it ended
oh,
so
fuck, 'cause
well
it's from
last
the
time.
morning.
Brennisman, you're very hurt.
I guess.
So, alternative history of the Empire is like a lot. It's basically like a very soft version of Tyrant's Rise. It talks about it's not outrightly treasonous, but it just says like maybe the whole story isn't there, and maybe there's this thing, and maybe the Republic was kind of cool, and the Empire is like kind of like not the best. But it's very like milquetoast in comparison.
All about dog whistling.
Yeah.
Granny, I will sign Severus though tomorrow. That's what she'll sign the word.
Tomorrow.
Wait, tomorrow morning we need to get that book.
Yeah.
Warlocks can get all their spell slots back on short rest.
Indeed, yeah. All of them.
Yes.
Now, if we
All
were taking a
15.
short rest,
Two.
that'd be great. But
All two. Yep.
I don't think this counts as a short rest.
Not yet, no. The completed works of Arcanus Valerius Nightweaver, talked a bit about him last session. Essentially, they are, where is it?
Of Arcanus.
Valerius Nightweaver.
Got it.
They are...
Let me put it. There you go. You can...
Valerius was a sorcerer born in the 900s. He was the one who coined the term Spirit of the Deadwood. He fought against the Deadwood, and basically the big thing that got him in trouble was he claimed that the gods get their power from the worship of man. And that's typically not chill, because it's the opposite within the Aurelian Soul faith. They claim that instead Aurelian Soul created man and all their works are derivative of him. So to say that he gets his power from man is like kind of
Who said
inverse the whole
this? What book
structure.
says this?
Valerius Nightweaver.
Hilarious. He's not related to the, and then this is like Zednia solo memes. Because that was similar to the Marcus guy that I
Yeah.
talked to.
Yeah, there's been over the last several millennia, there's been thousands of different people that have come up
So
with
it
similar
wasn't breaking new
conclusions.
ground. He was just saying stuff.
No, and he got burned alive for it, similar to, if I recall correctly, what happened to Marcus again? Didn't you turn him over to
He got
somebody?
given to Tullius.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing fine.
That's given to Tullius.
Yeah, and Valerius was burned alive by the Church of Aurelian Soul. Then there are the 3 books of Kaurul. These are very short, and they're definitely translated from some original text. These are not originals, they're like copied. Musings of Kaurul is actually very short. It's like a 5-page research paper talking about his theory about a new abjuration spell that combines Glyph of Warding with Arcane Lock, sort of like a combo spell. That's it. It's a very simple piece of arcane work. Sermon of Kaurul is talking about how Aurelian Soul is greater than a god named Bathasta, which you have literally never heard of in your entire life. And that's about it. It's talking about how Aurelian Soul cares for his subjects, how he, unleashes glorious golden light upon his worshippers, and how he wants them all to join him in the Tranquiline Halls. And Bathasta cares nothing for his followers. He simply, wishes to acquire knowledge. That's basically the whole thing of it. And then the final blessing of Kaurul is essentially a warning. It says that all people of the city of... Let me double check what it is. I think it's Favium, maybe? We'll see. All people of the city of Somnia should run for their lives, because when he returns with fiery vengeance, nothing shall live. That's basically what the whole final blessing of Kaurul is. It's a fiery warning to the people of Somnia. And
What's Somnia?
Somnia is a ruined city, formerly one of the biggest cities in the Reginian Republic, because Kalrul marched there with an undead legion and killed every man, woman, and child.
Ah, okay.
And the star map is simply a star chart of the sky.
Wait, does this mean that Karul was on the side of Aurelius Sol?
That is not what popular history would say, but
This kind of implies that he's like working for him at least during that war against the Regian Empire.
yeah. I mean,
Maybe they were just both at war with the Regian Empire at once.
Oh, Republic
well,
even, yeah.
Reginian Republic and Mythosian Empire never existed simultaneously. The Mythosian Empire destroyed the Republic within the span of about 2 years, and before that, it didn't even exist.
Oh god.
So,
Is the Emperor Karul?
dun dun dun. Probably not. Kalrul was killed about 120 years ago.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, by the Shields of
Is
Kalenza.
the Emperor part of the Necromortis?
Dun, dun.
Gasp. I mean, he has been ruling for 90 years.
Don't think
Imagine
they
what
did that.
kind of fucking wild twist that would be.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun. Yeah,
Well,
that's what it all is.
Judges are talking a lot of heresy on that.
True. Undermining the emperor.
Well, I'm not saying anything about this.
So true.
We
So, what are we getting,
got
Mon?
him.
What's the case we got?
Fuck,
Well, we
there's so many. Because we have the link between what's his nuts, the guy we're trying to get, right? What's his what's his name?
Galerius?
Our biggest issue is still, if we don't want to have to deal with Zone of Truth wordplay memes, then we need to have some very damning.
Well, we have what we have, unless we want to go out and get anything more.
So yeah, what we have right now, we have obviously Arminus is guilty of heresy, treason. Aurelius is guilty of heresy and treason.
Bless you.
Galerius is guilty of heretical negligence. Do you think there's any way you can get Galerius on treason or heresy?
Let's look at the let's look at the
Look at the
relevant
document.
Because those are severe enough that most
reason.
Do you
due process would be ignored.
Do you think we could
Most due process would be ignored.
play something out that would cause a conversation between the son and the father? The son thinks he's going to get in trouble for what happened recently.
You mean the brother?
Sorry, brother. Yeah.
It would be smart
'Cause
if.
if he's covered for him in the past, we can force a situation where he would again on the current issue.
That's
Oh my
another
God,
thing. There's that
wait.
whole legionary thing, that whole legion discharge thing that Maximus
Wait.
learned about.
What if
Oh, yeah.
we got them to like have a conversation and I was a fly on the wall, literally?
Literally.
They
What
could
about-
fucking
I
circle
think-
of truth me, and I would be like, yeah, I was
Remember,
there. I was the
we
fly.
do have not that many hours. I don't think we.
Oh,
have
Now,
enough
no,
hours
that's
left.
that
Yeah,
many
I'll take the
hours
time
is
for
just
this.
until the crime scene is fucked
yeah,
up. So if
that's
you don't
right.
care about
Oh,
going
yeah,
back
we
to
don't
the
care
crime
about
scene, it
crime
doesn't
scene
matter.
anymore.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think we have
Perfect.
everything we need from there.
It's also be the bodies of Arminus and the other wizard.
The only
Well, we
issue
can
I see
requisition
with that
those
plan-
if the
If it becomes an
that-
official case, but you could get like off the record conversations with them over the next 10 hours.
The only issue I see with that plan is that we have to hope that they're okay with just taking that answer at face value. It's like we propose this issue, they zone of truth, they ask the one question, and if it's yes, they don't care about the rest. That's what we have to rely on.
Wait,
That
what?
sounds. Based on the theme of this empire, that sounds like a pretty good.
Could we
assumption, I'm
maybe
not
get
gonna lie.
Galerius on heresy with possession with an indirect possession of forbidden text, since they're like lying in his like
Yeah.
property,
Yep.
and
of a
he's like
forbidden
he
Not
like
text.
clearly
negligence
doesn't give
if
a
they
fuck
can't be
about it, and none of his
witnesses.
servants really do. It's like
It
it's not hidden at all.
unlocked.
Possession of
It was
four
unlocked
forbidden
as well.
texts. There it is.
Yeah, and these I assume that like the rise of the tyrant should surely be forbidden.
Is it
Odin
religiously forbidden
distributing-
though, or is it
Odin
just secularly forbidden? Because heresy, well,
Owning,
of course,
distributing, or disseminating texts or scriptures that are
That
considered
is a-
heretical or deemed dangerous to the state religion is a punishable offense. These
Yeah.
texts might contain alternative religious
Sure.
ideologies.
Do you think the
suppressed
tyrant's
writings, or
rise
prohibited
is
knowledge.
heretical or dangerous to the state religion?
Yeah, that's just
Probably
It
just
villainizes
seditious.
the emperor.
That's
It's probably
a
just
secular
seditious.
crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just asking because if it is, then you
of
could
the
go
Light
for that.
Wars. He had failures of the Light Wars in his satchel, which is an explicitly heretical tome.
That's true.
What if we claimed that we believe Galerius is the one who censored Aurelius's records in order to protect him from being prosecuted for heresy.
I
It
mean,
wouldn't
if
come
you're
down to
right,
Zone
then
of
that
Truth
would be
before the
huge. But
memes.
if you're wrong, then that would destroy your whole case.
Yeah, there could have been something.
What
that
if we just
either
ask
wasn't
him
his,
why-
or it's like someone else did it for him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do this, this would be like that's like the movie. That's like the the climax
The
of the movie.
Giga Gamble.
You gamble the entire case on
Giga
assuming
gamble.
that's
How
what
did
happened.
you know? I didn't.
Yeah, because then I mean, in
I
Zone of
made it
Truth, he literally cannot lie. So if
made it
your
the
guess is
fuck up.
true, yeah, he'd be, yeah, he'd be fucked.
But that's
I
like
think
such
I
a big
think
gamble.
more digging into that, like
So we got him dead to rights on heretical negligence. We're confident on that.
I think so.
Okay.
And I believe, I can say, if they ask me, what I know is I saw Aurelius part of that congregation. I can identify him. And if they Zone of Truth me, I guess, what type of questions would would we think that he would ask me?
Who?
Or us at all?
Okay, well, so if I'm the defense of Galerius, first question I'm asking is why are you looking into this in the first place? Second one was who told you to look into this? Third one is how do you know that Galerius actually had any knowledge of this book existing? Then they would ask him under Zone of Truth, hey, did you know that the satchel was a thing? If he says no, then those four questions would basically, save him.
But this is why I said earlier, if we can
Oh, you're
force
so quiet.
the brother into being scared, it's quiet.
yeah, you are.
It is
you
quiet,
are
but it's
very
actually
quiet.
better quality, in my opinion.
Wait, what? I turned the gain. Oh no, gain up. Never mind.
Classic. He put the gain down.
Oh no!
It should be there now.
Alex,
It's the exact same.
the game.
It is the same, yeah.
Makes no sense.
Actually, if anything, it sounds a bit quieter.
I'm just going to turn him up.
Yeah, he's at 200%. I can still barely hear him. You're getting quieter. He's fading
That-
away.
You're getting quieter! Stop
Getting
turn the other
quieter.
way!
He's getting Thanos snapped.
Okay, how about that?
That's
You're a little
better.
louder.
More.
Okay.
More.
Oh,
There we go.
There we are.
Say
Like,
something.
you're
Go
really
back a bit.
better.
testing.
Yeah, you're here. You're
Fine.
good. Wow, he
Fine,
came
look,
back.
200% I can hear him.
Incredible.
I can adjust it further.
No, that's fine,
Uh,
man.
anyway.
You're
Well,
good.
that's good.
This is why we sparked the conversation between him and his brother, because if we can get him to be freaking out about the current situation that just went down with us and him being implicated in that, then maybe we end up bringing up those texts in that as well, and then he ends up knowing about it then. And then if he asks,
Would it
"Did
not
you
be
know about this?"
heretical
We did.
negligence of not having of having this in his house and just not having investigated further, even though it was not?
It could still be a crime, but
Like,
getting
even if he
him.
doesn't know it's there.
Yeah, it could be.
would mean the issue is that we're trying to get damning evidence. If we
Yeah,
can get
it's
something
just a very
damning, that's
minor
what we're
crime.
going for.
In
Yeah.
comparison with, like, here's the thing. Negligent supervision absolutely is heretical negligence. It is a bad crime, but we're talking like a couple years at most, and even then that'd be like a really aggressive sentencing. But if you get him on like heresy or treason, it's death penalty. So, like,
Do we
Yeah.
want to have him die? That
Yes.
was part of the mission,
the
right?
goal is
Oh,
to get
it
him
was?
on the most severe charge possible.
Oh,
I think more digging needs to be done into why he covered up his brother's, like why he sealed the file.
Through what avenue?
That's the issue. Is I don't
Yeah,
know
how
if
do
we're
we
able to
do
research
this?
Either someone who was like, it might actually not have something to do with his work in the Legions.
Yeah, I don't think it does actually.
Well, someone
And
who
I think
works
we've
at
exhausted
the-
that avenue.
at the record office. I imagine someone was there when it was sealed.
Even if they were there, what I mean, they knew why it was being sealed.
Yeah.
That's true, but it's a start. We could figure.
Sure,
it
you
out.
already know
How-
it's been sealed, though.
Basically, we have to force this conversation. The question is how.
Yeah.
I think it's so. If we're going down the avenue of Zone of Truth being used on him, then all we have to do is make him aware of the book, and then bam, then he knew it was in his house. Regardless of if he wanted to do anything about it, he knew it was in the house and it hasn't been moved.
That's
So
true.
we can get
Would
on
it be
that.
possible to place the satchel in a way that when he comes back home, he sees
He
it.
has to see it. That's so funny.
Like, put it on like the fucking kitchen counter.
Consul
as soon as he
Galerius,
comes
do you
back.
recall seeing this satchel? And he thinks about it and he starts to say no, and then he says, "Wait, oh God, I have seen it before."
Oh no!
It's true.
It's so funny.
Or even better, you put it like somewhere where he would see it without realizing it. So
Yeah.
he would just straight up say no.
Does that
and
work?
he'd be like, "Ding!" Wrong. You did see it.
In a general sense, no, it would not work. The only reason it'd really apply here is because Aurelius had that for a very long time, as far as you can tell. That's the only reason it would still work in this situation. Because
Yeah,
the
so what if
order of
we-
events would be either like, have you seen this book? He'd say yes. And then they'd ask Aurelius, how long have you had this for? And then he'd say like, however long. And then they'd be like, okay, that's pretty bad. But
Yeah,
again,
so-
we're still talking about heretical negligence. I don't know if you think it's possible to get a
No,
higher charge.
not
I
necessarily.
don't think we can
He's,
get a higher charge.
That would be the possession of heretical.
Oh,
doctrines, right?
true. He'd be owning forbidden texts. True. Yeah, he'd have to know that his brother has failures of the Light Wars on his person.
So what if we went over there? What time does he usually come back home?
That's a great question.
This
Does
could all
anyone
have a
have
schedule.
the ability to like move? So let's say that we're all hiding in the trees, right? Finally, Aurelius
Echoes
comes
Mage Hand,
home. Finally, Aurelius comes home and he sees Galerius, and someone like twitches their finger and does a magic where the books spill out of his bag. Obviously, he's gonna
closest
go.
thing-
Yes,
scramble
that's
and
what I
get
was
them.
thinking.
Echoes
for.
Mage Hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I use an invisible mage hand to make the bag like fall off the counter, spilling the books.
So Aurelius comes
Something
home
like
at
that, yeah.
midnight typically, but again tonight it's probably
Not
different.
Aurelius, Galerius.
Oh, Galerius comes home at 6:30 and his
Galerius
brother's
needs
typically
to
not
see
in the
this shit.
house. Typically,
about- when
Aurelius
does
and
he leave?
Galerius have as little overlap time as possible. Like
When does Aurelius leave?
Aurelius, well,
In the morning.
in the morning. Oh, he
And when
leaves
does
at
Galerius leave in the morning?
10:30 and Galerius leaves at 7:30. Their
Right.
schedules almost seem to be designed to see each other as little as possible.
So yeah, I don't.
Mm.
This is at this point. It's not even about him seeing,
Yes.
talking to him. This is about Galerius seeing the books and how he reacts to it. Because if he
the
sees the books and reacts by like clearly pretending like he didn't see them or hiding them, then we can get him on that.
Yeah,
All we
that's
need
what I
is
was
the
gonna
books,
say. That he
yeah.
may not actually know about these books, and then if he sees them, he may be like, "Get the fuck out of my house." So it depends on how he
Also-
acts.
That's the gamble.
Well, yeah, that would be the worst case scenario because then he's actually like a righteous servant of the Empire.
He sees them, immediately turns them into the Inquisition.
Yeah.
Based.
He's covered up for him enough that we have to assume that he won't, unless he actually thinks someone's out for his job. That's the only reason I think.
That's
he
so
wouldn't.
funny. Instant Inquisition. Yeah, I mean, I think it's not a bad idea. So at 6:30, you position the satchel in a way where it's in one of the major walkways, and then Galerius is walking past. Severus opens up the bag. The contents spill out, and in that moment, Galerius has to make a decision of like, I see the texts. I'm literally one of the highest ranking people in the entire Department of Faith. I know what these are. What do I do? And I think that
Yeah,
would be
and then
Gave
we
him a
see him
tiny
react.
chance we could influence him.
if you
make
do,
the choice we
depending on
want him to.
depending on the spell
No,
you do.
no, I don't mean
Yeah.
magically.
Oh, interesting.
Is there a tiny way we can like make him feel guilty about something so that he's more likely to do this for something for his brother? Or like
We could get his brother to like apologize to him the night before. Be
How
like,
could you
"Yo,
do
bro,
that?
I
How
know
would
that
we?
I've been a bad. I don't know. We couldn't. Is the answer, but
Yeah.
let's work
Yeah.
from there.
What do any of you guys have Identify?
Yes.
I do.
I'll pull out the spell scrolls. Can you identify these?
Oh
You
yeah,
could just
sure.
read them. You don't need to identify them.
Oh, based.
What are they?
I just,
Read them.
I
There's a
just-
spell scroll of Gaius
Why that's so huge?
and a spell scroll of Shield.
Why would you write a
Sorry, it's not
Shield.
Gaius. I'm sorry, it's not Gaius. It's
Wait, how would a spell scroll of shield work when you can
You'd have
only
it in your
cast shield as a
offhand.
react? No, but like I'm
You'd have
pretty
the
sure
scroll
that
in your
casting
offhand.
is. I'm pretty sure that casting a scroll in D&D 5e is an action.
Yeah, I've had the shield thing used as a reaction as long as it's equipped like as one of your items. In
Oh,
your hand. So
okay.
if you're two-handed, you're
Okay.
fucked. If you have a shield and a sword, you're fucked. But if you don't have like
Have
a
it
thing.
written.
Also,
on
I
the
said the wrong
inside of
spell.
shield.
It's not Gaius. It's where is it?
Suggestion?
No. Actually, you may know what spell I'm thinking of. It's the spell that gives you Charisma 17 no matter what.
Damn it.
Is it
It's like a 7th level spell, I think.
Glibness?
Glibness, that's what it is. Thank you.
It just turns you into a Riz god.
Yeah, it gives you a 15 on all charisma checks guaranteed for 1 hour. Yeah, it's a scroll of glibness.
Wait, maybe we should use that just before the fucking hearing.
You had to be as convincing as possible to the judge.
Yes.
Persuasion roll.
Fucking drug up our lawyer.
Yeah, make him the best lawyer
convince
ever.
the jury.
Give him
Yes.
performance-enhancing drugs.
Fucking Saul Goodman is ass.
Yeah. Your Honor, he's using performance-enhancing scrolls.
He just says, no, I'm not.
So nice.
Persuasion's fine.
Yeah. Persuasion 25.
Yeah. But no, he's not, guys. See?
You know, you do think back on a Severus. Maybe that Arminus could have used one of these glibness scrolls during his meetings. He's a pretty shy and awkward guy, so maybe he was using these to performance enhance when he was talking to his little congregation. Who knows?
Oh my god, that's so cute.
I feel like that would be a big issue in like Valorous.
Well, they're
or
8th level
magical
spells,
worlds
so
in general.
typically not.
Well, just using like scrolls in any field of combat.
Yeah, that's why you
Like
just detect
potions
magic,
and
boom,
such.
and then you just dispel it.
Well, like, wait, can we just
That's
sell
fair.
this as an 8th level spell and then we're just
Yeah, it's
we're
worth
gonna sell that?
thousands
It's
of gold.
illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal.
It is also
Uh,
legal, but it is worth
I
thousands.
feel like a guild of some kind would get angry at it.
Well,
Yeah,
can I just like I have 2 spell books of those bozos. Can I just go through what spells are in there?
Let me pull up their sheets.
Yeah, pull it up.
Okay, so for one of them, Arminus Secundus, you have Disintegrate, Dominate Person, Travix, Black Tentacles, Light, Slow, Misty Step, and Heat Metal. And then in the other guy's spell book, you have...
What a single ritual spell? What a fucking
Hold
loser.
on. This actually might be very important. All of these spells, besides Slow and Travix Black Tentacles, he casts it, which he probably has them. Does anything with Travix Black Tentacles mean anything like inherently bad?
No, it just wasn't very useful in that battle.
Wait,
No.
but these are just the spells he was prepared.
Also,
There
this
should
is
be more
Arminus,
spells
not
in there, right?
Aurelius or Galerius.
Yes.
This is the
Yes,
spell-
I know.
yeah,
This
no, I'm
this is
clarifying
all just
together.
about me yoinking some spells.
Yeah. The other spellcaster had Cone of Cold, Ice Storm, Greater Invisibility.
God, if I was a wizard, I'd be like fucking
You'd be
creaming my pants
losing
right
it, bro. Fly, Fireball, Fireball, Counterspell, Suggestion,
now. Holy shit.
Misty Step, again,
Counterspells are good.
Mage Armor, Magic Missile.
Yeah.
Oh, and huge, also Ritual Spell, Detect Magic, because you already have it.
Damn.
God.
You.
Oh, fucking damn it. These like spell books are worth like thousands of gold.
Yeah, definitely. But you can't sell it.
Possibly 10,000.
What is?
10,000.
Oh,
10,000 gold.
You can give it to the Department of Magic, though, and they may
give.
give you a headhunting fee.
Yeah, no, they won't. They'll tell me to fuck off.
He's so mad.
You give them to someone else who gives them to the Department of Magic.
No, I'd give them to the Department of Faith, actually.
They would also take it, though. Again, they wouldn't have much use for it. They don't have many arcane spellcasters. Anyways, we got distracted.
Yeah, didn't we?
Somebody just sneezed? I swear somebody just sneezed.
That was Peach. She's sneezing. She's
That's
a
why I'm
sneezer.
Peachachoo, because I have
Oh my god, she said her name. Oh my god.
I did not realize that was the point.
No, it's Peachachoo.
Oh, it does say Peachachoo.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, was it a play on Pikachu the entire time?
I assumed it was.
I didn't think of that.
I don't know. Peach, is it
Pikachu
a
is
play on
spelled
Peach
C-H-U and
Pikachu?
It's a play on Pikachu, and it's also I like peaches. I like being called a peach, and I do sneeze a lot, so it just
Wow,
felt like it encompassed
Peachachoo.
so many different things.
Wow, incredible. Okay. Then for
I'm writing up like a little fucking mini legal document.
Oh, huge. All right.
Yes! Oh,
What do you got for us,
Holy
Peach?
shit, we got Saul Goodman over here.
It's so true.
I'm just trying to put together like the specific subsections that are that he's guilty of. So one sec, let me put it in chat. I'm still doing it though.
Yeah,
huge.
we've all been going for the like quality over quantity here. What if we switch it up and just
Yeah, just give him every charge possible.
all of the small ones? Eventually, those like 5-year prison sentences add up.
Yeah, well, I mean, even heretical negligence, if you can fully prove it with multiple sub-doctrines, then yeah, he's fucked for life. Like, but if you were just getting him on one particular subset of heretical negligence, it's not going to be that bad. Okay, I mean, what Peach got's here, I think it's good. I think that idea about exposing him to the books is interesting.
We gotta try something and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like typing this up for a little while, going through all of the different laws. So if you guys want to focus on something else and then check back with me.
Would we have any possible questions for the spellcaster and the other dead mage, or are we good on that? Because that's the only thing that's like has a strict timetable on it.
Do we have access to someone who can speak with dead?
You would be able to, yeah.
Well, I mean,
I just don't know if you have any questions.
that's a good point.
They are under no obligation to answer the truth. That's the problem.
Also true.
Oh
They
yeah.
probably just tell us to fuck off.
That has indeed happened quite a bit when people speak to dead.
What? Oh, that was Aeolian that I did that. I forgot about that.
That was so stupid.
It's a good ass meme. So
Some good UCMJ arguments right there.
all right, then I think at around 11 in the evening, our little round table of I don't know, CIA like deep state operatives trying to convict this poor consul. Well, you can conclude their strategizing session, and you guys can get your short rest that you well deserved.
Yes.
Moving us
So
on to
let me
the
see if I have any hit dice.
that will move us on to
before
the
that,
7th of March.
After we're finished talking, Granny's probably gonna like pull on Renesmee's clothes and like point towards the healer's kit.
Wham, 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 wham. Wow. That was
Renesmee doesn't understand you, Grania.
that was awful.
I'll look at the healer's kit and I'll look at you and I'll be like, do you know how?
Have you seen her? Yes, she'll nod yes.
That's horrible.
I'll nod.
Okay, she'll tend to your wounds.
Huge, massive, popping off.
One healer's kit, you got as much health as I got in 2 of my hit die.
Based.
This is why the medic, or the healer, I should say,
Medic!
It's a great feat.
Yeah, especially if healer
right.
Classic.
especially
It's
if the
already
healer
going downhill.
feat. Especially
Yeah,
if
the
the healer
feat.
feat was actually not nerfed in this world,
Yeah, imagine.
where they actually, also healed you for your level,
That'd be spooky.
additionally, which it does. Rules is written.
That would be spooky.
I think
indeed.
it's strong enough.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Alex hates the players. That's what it is.
No, I
Well,
love the
but we
players,
all
and I
know
want to make a
that.
fun experience for them all. Smile. Sorry, that was a good one, though. So you guys get a short rest. You get your spell slots back, and your, all your differing things returning to you. You guys have 2 days remaining until your deadline to get this conviction. Well, not conviction, but to get this case in the bag. Tullius will return very late in the night, around 2 in the morning. And I'll just wait until you're done with your short rest.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, a power line fell down on the parking lot earlier today.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Did you lick it?
Yeah. No,
Oops,
they
I didn't mean
specifically
to do
forbade
that.
us. They forbade us from going out there under punishment of being dropped from the program.
Wow, that's so lame. You didn't even get a lick an exposed power line.
I believe the words were, "Don't go out there and touch it," or "That's a lot of paperwork and you will be dropped from the program."
That is a lot of
That was
paperwork.
actually what they said.
Yes, Sergeant
Paperwork
Major, I
comes
need to
first.
explain to you why my recruit walked out and licked a
Sorry.
power line.
Sorry, what-
Your life is
Trainees
second. The
touched
paperwork is the
down
first
power
issue.
line.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
spicy.
Spicy power line.
I
You
then
needed to
immediately started
taste
getting a
it.
group of people together to go and touch the power line. because that's what must be done.
Classic. All right, so you guys wake up the following morning. The master servant has learned your guys' tastes, and he has prepared sausages, road rations, and alcohol for Maximus. He has prepared porridge and oatmeal for Renesmee with several different sides, including berries and different spices. For Grania, he has prepared a sort of like vegetarian-esque treat. And for Severus, he has prepared a very basic breakfast with none of the wacky frills. And some coffee.
Quick thing I want to bring up just about the game. My token messed up again.
Classic.
Classic. Fire moment.
I know how to fix it. It's just every time I fix it, it breaks like a week later. So, at this point, I'm just
If the
going
token you had on the battle map earlier is the one you're consistently using, then it should be fine. But if the one on the main screen is the one you're using...
No, it's the battle map one.
I set a place for Zednius and put the glass upside down.
That's fucked up. Wait, no, sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying. Never mind. That's good.
What does that
That's
mean?
nice of you. No, it's just like honoring a fallen comrade. For some reason, in my mind, he just poured a glass of orange juice across the desk.
I didn't know what the hell that means. Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Well, I guess Well, we can play it out. Severus, you come downstairs. Maximus is at the table, and as the four of you sit down, you see the fifth chair is conspicuously empty, and there's a turned over empty glass there.
And there's a full place, a plate and silverware and all that, but the glass is then turned upside down.
Vanessa will see that, nod at it. She recognizes it somehow.
Do you say anything,
Severus
Severus?
is deeply uncomfortable with it. I'll very clearly not look at it at all.
Damn.
As soon as I see that, I'll try to avoid my gaze the entire time, because in my mind it's just Tullius will surely pull some strings. Then it will be back. Why would we need to do this?
Surely.
It's gonna be fine.
Tullius will join you guys.
Maximus has faith in the magical system.
Even though he doesn't understand a single bit of it.
So do I.
No, that was the joke. Is that
it's funny because he
Tullius?
has no
because
faith.
he doesn't have faith.
Yeah, Tiny Tullius will join
He
you
doesn't
guys
have
for
faith at all.
breakfast. He'll sit down. He always looks weary these days, bags underneath his eyes. He's getting old, man. And he'll sit down at the head of the table and he'll sort of just silently eat his breakfast. Similar to Severus, is very plain with no frills, not even coffee. And he will lean across the table and say, "Well, did we make any progress last night?"
Lots.
We have a case.
Of what charge?
Heretical negligence.
That's the...
Interesting.
Potentially heresy as well, for the indirect
Depending.
possession of a forbidden text. If we can get him on it.
Well, the Imperial Guard is currently investigating the estate, the corpse. I heard that they've gone through 3 rounds of questioning against the wizard that I decapitated, and so far they haven't gleaned anything. But the people assigned to such things are very talented at what they do. They can continue to put his soul through endless suffering until he answers their questions, so we may have a slightly narrower timer than we previously thought if the Imperial Guard begins to fully investigate this.
Wait, what? How come what you're saying isn't possible?
No?
Speak with Dead has a limit of once every 10 days.
By one caster.
No way.
By
Wait.
one caster.
No! Hey, no way.
That's how I've always understood that spell.
What?
Yeah, by one caster.
And the Jeremy Crawford tweet.
I'm not, but that is such a wacky interpretation. I can't believe that you were letting that fly.
I do. Smile.
That way there's consequences.
Oh, the spell fails if the corpse was the target of this spell. Within
Yeah,
It
by the
doesn't
caster.
specify by you. No, it doesn't specify.
Yeah,
at
but I
all.
just assumed it was always by the caster.
What?
based
Why would it be?
interpretation.
Because you're the one casting the spell. I'm just talking about your limit of the spell.
I'll come back to this.
Okay. It's not like I'm worried
I
about the players,
will
anyone
use
abusing
this
this.
ruling
Yeah, sure, that's
in
fine.
my favor.
Yeah, that's fine.
Session
Yeah,
debate
that-
now.
I don't care.
You don't understand the implications you just made.
There's no implications.
Surely.
Okay. All right. I mean, I've used it like this for years, and no one has ever abused the spell, so I don't think it's gonna happen now.
What spell is it?
It's Speak with Dead.
Why didn't you
If
use
a
that more than
soul-
once on the oh, never mind, the elf guys one.
If a soul is obliterated by the Hounds of Oblivion, how is it called back?
Well, you're not actually pulling the entire sentient soul back to the body. You're pulling back little snippets of the soul. Plus, the
Well,
Hounds of
the
Oblivion
question
thing is a
is,
theory,
Zednius-
okay?
So,
What
the
happens if
Hounds of
Zednius eats
Oblivion
the
are
spirit?
very messy eaters.
Potentially.
I see.
What
So-
happens if Zednius does his soul suck on something and then they get? brought
You can
back?
still communicate to it.
Okay.
So Zednius is also a messy eater.
Most things are messy eaters. You can even contact something, assuming that when someone dies, they actually do go to like their beautiful afterlife. You can still pull them back. So, just to ask them a couple
Back
questions.
also.
Yeah, but that like a.
I'll ask you
part
so
of
many
them still
questions that you're gonna go
exists.
back to hell instead.
So, anyways, yeah, he'll say, so that means that the Imperial Guard may begin investigating this in parallel with us, and, well, we'd rather resolve all this within the Department of Faith rather than getting the Imperial Guard involved in a case of heretical negligence. I suspect this won't progress in the next 2 days, but it should be on your radar.
Is there? I'm sorry to have to bother you with this, but we have a few promising leads that we're just not sure how we could progress in them, and I would love your input.
Well, I'm at your disposal.
Do you think it's possible for us to well, we clearly have very heretical texts in possession of Aurelius, a possession he isn't hiding clearly. It's a bag that's open in his room for everybody to look, but there's still a real possibility that Galerius isn't aware of it. Is there any way we could, do you think we could turn this to make Galerius clearly involved? Well, we've been thinking of possibly making him aware of it by like having them fall in front of him, pretty much. The book right in front of him, and he can't ignore it. But what if he just goes to, if he just reports his brother immediately? That's it, right? Or do you see
Yes, that would
differently?
certainly go a long way to proving his innocence. You could
Yeah.
also... Can any of you cast Detect Thoughts?
No.
I don't believe I can, no.
Unfortunate. If I had a couple more days, I could perhaps procure a scroll, but considering how limited our time is, I'm not sure if I can.
Could you
Can I?
detect thoughts?
I can't cast magic, no.
You can't cast magic.
No.
He just has huge resources at his disposal.
Oh. I see.
Do you have the power to pull records on censoring?
I can pull pre-censored
We know that
records,
our-
but I'd have to do it officially. Those things like that can't really be acquired through backdoor channels unless I personally appeal to the Emperor.
We know that Aurelius has, as a record, has been censored, and if there's a case of, if Galerius censored his records, then that, in the purpose of possibly hiding something, then that would very clearly be heresy, right?
Yes. I don't think it's feasible.
Unfortunate.
I'm not officially assisting you in this investigation, since this investigation doesn't officially exist, so I certainly can't make any official inquiry, and the only person that can provide me with those records will only do so at the express request of the Emperor, so...
What do you suggest as for getting him on?
Well, heretical negligence is a soft enough charge that he may be able to muster a defense prior to trial. If you're saying he truly has no ill will towards the Empire, nor you
We
cannot
just
read
don't
his
know for
thoughts,
sure.
then I think that your gamble is perhaps the only thing we have. Heretical negligence it's better than nothing. That can be our fallback, but it's not the best.
Do you have any?
If we had more time, I'd have a number of recommendations for you. Stake out his home, investigate that son of his that, as far as I know, hasn't even been looked into yet. Investigate his daughters. In fact, if you can find that even an additional single member of his household has even said a single negative thing about the Empire, 2 people in his household, both bad-mouthers, that's more than a coincidence. But
His daughter, from what we can tell, seems to be just a normal kid.
Just
Normal
skip
kid.
school, draws.
She skips school sometimes, but that doesn't.
surely
she
you could
doesn't
get
do
a
it.
young girl to speak ill of the Empire. Can't be that hard.
Well,
Hmm.
I guess we could.
I'm just saying. You have 2 days left. I'm not sure if you want to spend your time doing this, but if you can get his wife or daughter, I'd imagine the wife would be the most guarded of the family. Probably not the best avenue of approach, but the daughter, the son, even the young
Do you know anything about the
7-year-old
son?
boy.
Do
No.
you know anything about the son? We know his age.
All
but
I
we
know is that
have
he's
no
living
idea
in
about
the
his
symposium.
whereabouts.
Oh,
Symposium.
yeah, he's at the Symposium of Mythos.
Okay.
It's an avenue. It would guarantee a heretical negligence charge, perhaps even a heresy charge, but it takes time. You'd have to get genuine critiques of the Empire out of the mouths of 3 children of upper nobility. It's not impossible, but it takes time to earn trust. I say go for your gamble, and if it doesn't pay off, we can operate off that assumption.
Thank you for your input.
He will finish off his plate, stand up, and walk away.
Well, what time of day is it?
It is bright and early in the morning. It is 6:45 a.m.
Fuck, too late already.
True, he's on that grind set.
Wait,
if
no,
we
doesn't he leave at
do-
7:30?
He leaves at 7:30. Yeah, true.
Wait, so we can do it right now. Do it.
Yeah, we can, and we should. If we can get him to even just fucking put back the books, just do anything with the books, then all of a sudden we can not
Ooh,
only do
the books,
negligent
ooh.
supervision, but then we can get him on association with suspected heretics. We can do concealing evidence of heresy. We can do failure to report heretical
big one.
activities. There's like,
Right. We go
all
for the
we can do
gamble.
is to
Talia said
fucking
it.
do something.
Alright, somebody make me invisible. I'm gonna fucking make sure he finds the books.
Okay, do you want me to be a fly?
Yes.
She could be a fly on the wall.
Okay, I'll be a fly.
Isn't the issue with the
on
flies
wall.
that you can't manipulate the books or communicate with Severus?
Yes, but she can
but
spectate
I
while
can
I
just
might have to hide in a
be a-
different room.
Exactly,
Oh wait,
exactly,
this is so
exactly.
much worse because it's so much better, but it's so much worse for Galerius because from in the courtroom, they'll be like, okay, Renesmee, what did you say? And she'll be, I was floating on the wall. I saw the satchel there. It just happened to be there. I don't know how it got there because it's true because you were invisible. Like she never saw you. Like, oh my god, the level of plausible deniability.
Wait, that's
Jeebus.
genius. Thank you, Hako.
Well, that's what you're doing
I was
anyways.
just fucking patrolling. I
Just a
will.
little amount of tomfoolery.
Yeah, I will say, I'm going to go and patrol his residence,
Yeah.
and I'll
You-
turn into a fly, and I'll fly off.
And you away.
Yes.
And okay.
And this time
she's
I
off.
will be going over and I will be leaving most of my belongings behind.
Yes,
With the
it's 6 in
exception
the
of a
morning is
tank.
one of the busiest times in the entire Galerius estate. Because,
I will
obviously
be-
he's headed out. So you're going to have to be sneaking past literally dozens of servants. So do what you need to do to be smart and wise.
Well, first before anything happens, before I go invisible, I will disguise myself as one of his servants.
Okay.
Just look like a generic servant. So in case my
Sure.
invisibility fails, maybe I can just rush out as looking as a servant.
Okay, sounds
No,
And then I'll be leaving behind all of my shit, with the exception of I'll be taking one dagger, which I'll be having in my boot,
Monica W.
and I'll be wearing my Cloak of Elvenkind for advantage on sneaking.
On visual stealth checks.
Visual sneaking.
Okay.
Which doesn't
Yes.
help you when you're invisible.
Correct.
That's true. But I don't think anything will help me. So
your mic
Unless
is
you have
funky.
it is funky, but unless you have passed without a trace, because is that in the other campaign? Someone got a pass
That's a
without a trace
druid.
scroll.
Pass without a trace is a druid spell.
It is, yeah.
Is it?
And a-
Yes,
and a
it is
ranger
also an
spell.
amazing spell.
Gives plus 10 to stealth. Anyways, okay. Well, Renesmee, you and then you plant yourself in a wall, and you can see Galerius getting ready for the day. He's shirtless, walking into the kitchen. The servants are preparing him breakfast. He's sitting down at the dinner table, and you're just watching him. Renesmee, you're just peeping, and
We not communicate with Grania to make you invisible, or are we not doing that?
I think we're doing it now.
Yeah, I'll
The
be
fly
asking
is not
Grenade
invisible;
to
it's
make
just
me
a fly.
invisible.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
gonna be high up enough on the wall that I'm gonna avoid getting hit.
She's
I
a
think you
waller.
have a pretty good check against dodging that kind of stuff anyways.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think that that's like.
All right.
gonna
So
matter.
we're invisibling Severus.
Yeah.
Okay. Grania, do you cast it?
What
Promise.
does Silver say?
I would like you to cast invisibility on me, please.
Should I
When-
assign just you? Asking a question.
I'll nod. Assuming I can understand.
Yeah, I think you can. You're starting to understand the basics of her speech.
Just me.
Okay, she will cast invisibility on you.
Alrighty. You exit from Consul Lars Ignia's estate, walk 2 doors down, and roll me your first check. This is going to be a series of them, so God bless. Acrobatics to get over the fence quietly and swiftly.
Rolling the adherent.
Alright,
Fucking hell.
you pull yourself up and over the fence. You hear a slight little tearing noise as your trousers, a little piece of them tears off. And as you, land on the other side of the fence and you right your posture, you were quiet. That's not the problem. You look to the fence and there's a little bit of cloth there, torn.
It's Joe.
Did I take damage?
No, just
Okay,
tore
so
the
I'm still
cloth.
invisible.
Yeah, you're still
I'll just take-
invisible. It's just the cloth is no longer attached to you, so it's not invisible.
I'll just take the cloth and
You
I'll
can.
swallow it.
Okay, you swallow it. It works. It's now invisible. I thought you were just gonna put it in your pocket or something.
I don't know why. I was just psychotic. I don't know why I did that.
All right, you swallow it.
I'll like seconds later, I'll be like, "Why the fuck did I just do that?
All
What
right,
was wrong with me?"
Make a sleight of hand check as you begin to walk towards the villa and have to dodge several servants on your way.
How am I rolling this bad? Another natural 3 for 14.
All right. 14's good enough, though. You move past the sort of outer front yard where carriage is being prepared and servants are getting ready, whatever Galerius has requested for the day. Now you're actually on the estate proper. Now this map is marked to ever living shit by Renesmee, but it is still the floor plan of the estate, so we're going to go back to
remember-
here.
Oh, okay.
This was Aurelius' room, right?
No.
No. LOL. Who's this?
Which one was it then?
This one.
Oh, that one.
Oh, you can't
Jesus.
read
What's the kitchen?
Peach's perfect markings.
What's wrong with you?
Up here is the
Wait,
kitchen.
I thought that was just random doodling.
No, it's not random doodling.
No.
What is
I
it?
didn't realize there was actual meaning to
Fuck
those.
what?
That's an A, obviously.
Obviously.
Wait, that is? Jesus
Yes.
No,
Christ.
it's not. Well, I swear it is not, but here, look, I'll draw an A.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I swear to God, Peach is a woman. Women all have perfect handwriting.
Wow, Jesus, all right.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
my handwriting's
Shut
kind
up.
of okay. Shirley, please.
Well,
Sorry, Narc.
I never said that men don't have good handwriting.
Oh, true. All
not-
people have good handwriting based.
I'm not sure how true that is, Alex.
Rude. And true, but also rude.
I don't know how you thought you were going to
And completely out of pocket, actually.
So,
I've seen
is that a bird with
Where's the
large
kitchen?
testicles?
Stop! It's supposed to be a pigeon! Who drew the
Stop! Who drew a penis?
No one drew it. No one drew it. No one drew it. No one drew it.
Oh.
God fucking damn it.
So you guys, sorry, you stun locked me. Severus, you sneak through this frontal area. We're deleting all this. I'm sorry, I can't handle it. It's too much. Severus, you sneak through the frontal area. I know what that line was. And you sneak past several servants as you sort of traverse this area. You move here. Now, this is one of the biggest foot trafficked areas of the whole estate, this sort of like hallway here. So roll me a stealth check.
Yes. Do I get advantage?
He
Or
is
is this not just
invisible.
No.
auditory stealth?
No, it's just sound, yeah.
Right.
Really won't
Please
roll.
roll. What is this? I've rolled higher than 5.
Well, a 15 still higher than the passive perception of the servants here. So
Thank
you
God.
move around the corridor and around here. You're like halfway in the hall, and now you're in one of those sort of like there's a servant walking from either direction. It's like a Mission Impossible movie, and 2 trains are speeding towards each other, and the main character standing in the middle, and you're that main character. So, what is your method of avoiding these people?
Murder.
I will be staying next to the wall.
Okay, so you're rolling out of the way and like pressing your back against the wall.
Yes, I'll take like a few
Okay, acrobatics check.
I don't mind doing like being a bit patient, waiting a bit until there's like a slight gap, move a bit forward.
Sure, acrobatics.
Please roll something better than a 4.
You,
That's a lot better than a 4.
You roll over, press yourself against the wall. Just as you're about to go to the left, the door opens and a woman steps through holding, the 7-year-old kid, and you realize that's the wife, and that's the, that's the, what do you call them? Wet nurse, there it is. It's the wet nurse, that's the 7-year-old. And then you continue your way along this wall, and you hear snoring coming from inside this door to your south.
I will be. Does the door have a lock?
No.
I will be
Well, it did.
trying to open the door.
Feels bad.
I'll be trying to open the door as quietly as possible.
Sleight of hands.
What
All
is
right.
this?
You open the
natural
door, and slowly you hear the hinges go creak. It does nothing though, because the guy's
This guy's
asleep.
drunk.
Yeah. Yes. You head inside the room and you see the aftermath of Aurelius. He is sprawled across the bed. Not one part of him is under the covers. He is naked. You see his junk. On the ground next to him are several empty pitchers, probably previously, and then you see sort of like spattered, like when you realize it was definitely wine. He drank several pitchers worth of wine. And based on the coloration, you believe it to be violet wine, which means it's deeply, deeply alcoholic compared to, normal wine. Most wine in the Mythdosia you couldn't get drunk off if you tried, but this you definitely can.
Wait,
and then
violet wine. Why do you say that? What do you say? What's weak line colored like?
like
Wine.
basically like rosé, so it'd be like light pink or like light red, very slightly
I
discolored.
thought you were going with some like Archives orange wine.
No. Then the satchel, you can see that the symbol of the jagged star in the satchel, which was embossed into it, has been like aggressively scratched out. Like he probably took a knife or something and then scratched the shit out of the logo. So you knew it was there, so you knew like what to expect, but visually, like, it looks nothing like it. Like, if a third-party observer saw that bag now, they would not realize that it has anything to do with the jagged star.
Is the satchel is this empty? Can I tell if there's
Yes,
something inside?
it is empty. It's crumpled up in a corner.
Fuck. This is so bad. Right, I'm gonna start looking for the books.
Okay, where?
First I'm gonna look in the corner next to the satchel.
Okay.
I assume you want to
yeah.
self-check for this.
No, he's very drunk. Yeah, you can move around the corner, pick up the bag, look underneath it.
I closed the door behind me.
Okay, yeah, you close the door behind you quietly.
See an open door.
You can, sort of pick up things around the thing, and there's in this particular corner, there's nothing.
I'll just try to search the bedside drawers, something like that.
Yeah, you search the bedside drawers. Nothing obviously in there.
Just weird thing. I want to. It's gonna be. Do any of his hands have like evidence of burning something?
Yeah, his left palm has very slight burns on the index finger and the thumb.
Fuck, he burned them.
Really interesting. That's an interesting conclusion.
No, I burned the books.
surely not
That's an
Firemoss,
interesting
anyway.
conclusion.
Surely it's not Firemoss, right, guys? It can't be Firemoss.
Oh, Firemoss! I'm stupid. I forgot about that part. Thank you.
You forgot.
Thankfully, the other campaign we've dealt with it a lot.
Yeah, because you guys are drug dealers.
Maybe.
Maybe. Who's to say?
Wait,
They would never.
Does Aeolian supply them by chance?
No.
Damn.
No.
That'd be so
shot.
cool.
Actually, we're Artemis dealers now.
Yeah, true. So different.
They graduated to better drugs. that
Yeah,
have
more
bigger
addictive
profit
drugs.
margins.
Yeah.
More profitable drugs?
Yes.
Way
very
more
much
much
so.
The most
Way
important
Very
part.
much so.
Anyways,
All
Yeah,
in
the blue
markers.
stuff in this campaign.
what are you doing?
I'd like to. This guy's kind of a dumb fuck. Look under the bed.
You look underneath the bed, and underneath the bed there's nothing, but you see shoved into the mattress there's like this slight lump in it. Now, he is on top of the mattress, to be clear, so to reach underneath the mattress and grab something, he would have to be stupid, like drugged. Like, he'd have to be ridiculously out of it to not wake up by you picking up his mattress.
How much like a fucking swollen bear corpse does he smell like?
Quite a bit. He smells... I think the main smell, though, it's a mixture of smells. It's a mixture of alcohol smell. There's a bit of, like, burning flesh smell to him. There's a bit of tobacco smell to him.
I'll get under the bed.
Okay.
And try to open it from there. So if he just...
Oh, yeah. So if you're underneath the bed... Okay, I don't think you'd be able to easily grab it because the slats between the wooden supports are not big enough for you to fit your hand inside, but you would be able to see the book and read it. The book underneath the mattress is let me go find it.
Fucking porn. It's gonna be fucking porn.
It's Failures of the Light Wars.
Thank God.
Jover.
We got him.
This guy's dead.
Ladies and gentlemen, we fucking got him. Grab that one.
He hid it under his bed. He did it, guys. He did it. No, there's just one underneath the bed. And again, you can't grab it through the slats underneath the bed, so you'd still have to lift the mattress.
The only thing we want to do is possibly what you do is you make it fall out while you're invisible, and then you get him to pick it up. So that way we know that he acknowledges his existence.
Well, Galerius,
it's
not
hidden
Aurelius.
under his bed, little bro.
Well, under Aurelius's bed.
Yes.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, okay, you say it's like it's like on the slats below the mattress.
Exactly.
Can I? There's probably a gap between the slats where I can fit my fingers through, right?
Your fingers,
not the entire book, but not the entire book,
yes.
Unless the book was vertical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but to get it vertical, you'd be pushing up the mattress a whole bunch, and we get to the same sort of thing where, like, I feel like that would wake you up if someone's, pushing a fucking wooden book, like picking up the mattress underneath you.
How drunk is he?
That's the question, right? That's the question.
I have to risk it.
Just because he wakes up doesn't mean he processes what's going on, other than to roll over and go back to bed.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping
you can
for.
answer, but is there some sort of meme about mixing alcohol with fire moss?
Alcohol and fire moss don't have any complementary effects. Fire moss and tobacco typically do.
Maybe he smells of tobacco as well. So he might be more out of it than normal, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna gamble he's fucking out of it.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
This is so important. Wait, actually, let me just check something. It needs to be an attack roll for my ruby necklace, unfortunate.
Feels bad, man. With your arms and your legs, you slightly push up the mattress. Then you keep one arm keeping the mattress up. You take your other hand, you move the book vertical, you slide it down through the slats, you push up the mattress by no more than 2 inches, and you did it across the whole mattress, so it wouldn't feel like he's getting poked at one point on his back. So you withdraw the book, and you did it. You have in your hands, it will now invisible, so you can't see it anymore, but Failures of the Light Wars right there.
Alright, I'll grab his pouch as well.
Yeah, you head over to the corner, you pick up the pouch, it goes invisible.
Put it into the pouch.
All right. There is another book that's supposed to be here, allegedly.
Well, it wasn't under the bed. Okay. How dumb is this fucker? Is it under the pillow?
Well, you'd have to lift his head
for
for
fucking
that.
gigantic penis speculating again.
Jesus Christ.
It was so good, wasn't it?
No,
Oh,
it wasn't. Oh my God.
Fucking bozos. You children. Actual children.
Christ. It's over. The memorial's gone. You lost your privileges.
Please, not so snail.
He'll be the last to die.
Kill him.
No.
Punish him for the actions of others. Yes.
Oh my God, he did it.
Fuck you.
Yes, collective punishment. That will teach them.
Renesmee lost not one, but 2 comrades today. First Dekus, then Monsieur Snail.
So sad.
All right, so Severus, you have the bag. You have the Light Wars something. Failures of the Light Wars, and there was previously also the Tyrant's Rise.
Yeah,
And Pillow.
Can I check under the pillow?
You're just lifting his head?
No, can I see it? Like, can I look at this from the side of the pillow? Maybe
Yeah, you can crouch down, look in the
pokes out
pillow.
at some corner?
Not that you can see. Yeah, you don't notice anything underneath the pillow.
I wouldn't be able to use my same sleight of hand check, right? I'd have to
No.
make a new one.
Yeah.
And I'll have
He's a bit of an
I wouldn't
advanced. He's a bit of an advanced, spy.
It's-
He's gonna hide these in clever
one
places that you
nat
never
20.
predict.
No, this guy is an actual fucking idiot. I'm checking under the pillow.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
We already have the book. Why do we need more?
He wants more evidence, Dodo. More.
Oh no.
All right, you reach
my
your hand
God.
out and push it
What
underneath
did
the
you caught?
pillow. As the
All
pillow
right.
lifts up, he sort of
How does this
snorts
happen?
and his eyes sort of
You
flutter
wanted to get
open.
caught.
And, for a moment you think he's making eye contact with you, and then he sort of rolls back over to the other side of the bed and sort of mumbles something. You see him go and scratch his junk, and then he goes back to sleep.
Excellent.
Thank God. Okay, I'm going under the pillow and grabbing the book that's definitely there.
You reach around and you grab the second tome, which is definitely there.
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa, whoa! I didn't say anything about a reach around, okay?
You recover the second book from underneath the pillow, and you pull it out because it definitely was there. It just was fully underneath it, so you couldn't see it from the side.
Yeah, this guy's a fucking
And
dumb fuck.
yeah, it goes invisible before you fully get a look at the cover, but you can guess which one it is.
Yeah. Right, and now I'm putting that under the satchel too, and I'm
All
leaving
right.
this room.
All right, you walk over to the door. Do you even try to be quiet about opening it?
Of yes,
course.
because there's servants in the hallway.
There are servants in the hallway. Okay, make a sleight
And
of
those
hand
might
check.
be attentive. Not this loser, though.
Yeah, you can push open the door, close it behind you. Out in the hall, you can see that it's just about time for Galerius to leave. You can tell just because the sheer number of servants starting to clog the hallway. You can see Galerius himself. So you're sort of one sec, we make a little circle logo.
Was there like a table that's
Here.
just next to the exit or something?
Yeah, but there would definitely be some there, or hooks
Wait a
or
sec.
things like that.
Fucking key table or something, or where he gets his coat or whatever.
Yeah, so you're there. Galerius is currently right here. He's just getting ready to leave. He's getting his boots polished. He's getting his the tying around his toga is being formalized.
Can I see
his
Aurelius's
cloak's being
coat? I've
birched.
seen him outside before, so
Aurelius's cloak?
coat, cloak, anything.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I could put it in his pocket.
Yeah.
I want to put the thing in thing into the pocket of the cloak, and then I
Okay.
wanna make sure that the cloak just slides off the hook. Unfortunately.
Okay, so you need to go out here. Okay, yeah, so make me a stealth check, just straight up stealth, because you're pressed against the edge of the wall, moving around the corner, moving past one of the busiest areas, and then putting it into the pocket. This one could be bad, because these people are all, sober and awake. Monka.
Yeah, but what happens if he does get caught? Oh no, someone was in my pocket. And obviously, nothing is there. I must
Well,
have
no, it'd
imagined
be he fails. Someone hears footsteps. Galerius, who was a judge for 10 years, thinks about, oh, invisibility exists, and I know that because it existed in this world for my entire life.
Oh. Well, I see.
When you put it that way, it almost
would
sounds
be
bad. Severus, are you there? He's not.
Yeah,
The
I'm
Germans took him out. Oh, hi.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by something.
Here's my
Okay.
The Germans
Are there
took
more
him out.
decks? Okay, there's no more.
No, I'm
decks.
messaging him about Diablo.
Oh, okay. Roll a stealth check.
Yes. If I've any inspiration ever
You
for
don't.
my amazing amounts of roleplay ever,
No, I
No,
never award
offenders,
inspiration.
mate.
You guys are all wonderful role players, and I never award
You used
inspiration to
to.
any of you. Yeah, and then I forgot, and no one
Yeah.
used it, and that combination of traits made me never want to use it again.
We're not
might as well beg for it when he needs it. So
Yeah, I get it.
What's
I'm not a-
inspiration?
All right, 24. Basically, it's a thing that some DMs award for good role playing, and they give you advantage on a one check. The problem is, I would give it out to people, and then they'd never use it, and that triggered the ever living shit out of me, and so I just stopped giving it out.
yeah, so yeah,
I remember the famed Octavia.
Bro, I remember the
I have
famed,
the
literally an entire party. Every single member of the party had inspiration, and they still almost TPK'd on the plane of Earth. I'll never
I had a
forget that, bro.
designated recap order, and I would give somebody when they did the recap, I would give them an inspiration, and if they don't use it within the next two sessions, I would take it away.
Yeah, I don't care. It's too much hassle. I don't care.
Yeah,
Um,
understandable.
Okay, you press your back against the wall, creep around the corner, move past several servants. You are silent silent as the night. You know, you once heard a story of a thief, a famous thief from the Delian League named the Black Caper. It was said he was so quiet he could walk on the nose of the person he was stealing from and they wouldn't even know about it. And you feel like that right now. You know, you're just creeping around, moving about.
Wow.
You head over to the coat rack. You
And then it gets
subtly...
real awkward when I realize
trying to put
Galerius
the
has glass of true sight.
That'd be so funny. Are you trying to put this whole satchel inside the fucking coat?
It depends
Was
how big
that
the
the
pocket
plan?
is.
It's just like a normal coat pocket. It can maybe fit one of the books, but definitely not the whole satchel.
Actually, could I make this satchel? I assume the satchel has like a long, like thing you put over your shoulder.
Yeah,
What do you
strap.
call these? Strap, yes. Could
Or
I put
should I
that
say
like?
one moment.
Yeah, we get it.
Should I say a girt? Or a Ryman? I'm trying to culturally connect to you.
it's Lehman, but sure. Gort would be more accurate. And either way,
Oh god.
So what are you doing?
could I
Dude.
put the satchel like on the hook so that it's literally about to slide off?
You could put on the hook next to it, yeah.
Like, oh no, the same hook, like below, beneath the.
You can.
beneath
I
the
think that's
coat
going to make a
cave.
very weird visual for... Because, okay, so the second you let go of that satchel, it's reappearing. So, like, there are enough servants in here that at least one person is going to see an entire satchel materialize on this coat hook.
No, basically,
Well,
okay.
so-
Okay,
so
imagine
hold on,
this.
I know
Imagine
what you're
this.
saying, I know what you're saying. I can explain it, actually. So you hang up the satchel first, and then you're hanging up the coat over it, so that way it has, like...
Okay,
coverage.
but that means you
So
need
when
to
you
take the
off
coat off the hook. And then it's going
Can you
invisible.
No. Not necessarily, right? You can put the satchel underneath the coat. It will still, like, get raised up and stuff, but I'm saying you don't have to take it completely off.
Can I put
Sure.
it underneath the cloak of Galerius?
Okay, so when you touch an object, when you're invisible, that object that is like a part of your possession also turns invisible, right? So
Yes.
if you pick up this coat because you want to put something behind it and then put the coat back up, that coat is going invisible. Then the satchel's going uninvisible, then the coat's going uninvisible. All of this
Right.
is very like obvious.
Right, here's a classic.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna draw a bit.
Huge.
Because I think it's the.
Yes,
okay.
that's all right. Drawing
This
is
is
okay.
the wall.
Yes, this is the wall.
This is the coat hook.
Yes.
And this is the coat hanging from it, right?
Yes.
Could I put the satchel like right here on the floor behind it, so that when he removes the with one of the books like slightly like half sticking out of it, so that when he removes the satchel, I never touched the coat at all. I just put it behind
Yeah.
so that he doesn't see it. And when he removes the coat to leave, he sees the satchel with the book peeking out.
Yes. That makes sense.
That's what I'm doing.
The
That's
math
what I'll be
checks out.
doing.
Okay, you don't even really need to roll sleight of hand because you're just putting it in a place that is not visible. So I guess the only sleight of hand would be to not touch the cloak, but I don't think like brushing the back of your hand against an object makes it invisible. I think it's more so taking full possession of it. So yeah, you can put it back there, you release it, you can see into this little cubby hole, and you can intentionally, which of the books do you want to have like poking out?
Rise of the Tyrant. Wait, no, the other one. The other one that's literally the
Failure of the Light
textbook
Wars?
heresy. Yes, textbook heresy.
Okay.
The one that this guy would immediately recognize.
Failure of the Light Wars is slightly poking out of the book.
You should make it
And-
more than.
Oh yeah,
slight.
also I want to have the satchel like slightly, just ever so slightly, like off center from the middle of the coat towards where Aurelius's coat would be hanging.
Okay. And so
Like a hint of-
the book's poking out just enough to like see the title?
Yeah.
Okay. And now what are you doing?
And then I'll just see disaster unfold.
Okay,
I'll
you
take a few
back
steps
away
back
to a
and find
quiet
a
corner.
find a space where I can observe.
Yeah, roll me one final stealth check, Echo.
Sure.
All right, you move off to a
Thanks
safe distance,
a lot.
and we're gonna just sort of play out the scene from an Esme's perspective, because from her perspective, she's just been stalking Galerius. You know, he had breakfast. He, you know, talked to her daughter about how school was going. She talked about her art. He asked to see some. She showed him some sketches. He said they were very nice. Then he talked to his 7-year-old son and said, you know, how's your playing? This seems like to be a social hour, you know, when he actually gets to talk to his family because he's gone for most of the rest of the day. And
Unfortunately, it's going to be executed soon.
then, you know, he kisses his wife on the cheek, and then he says, indeed, there was a sketch of Grania.
Oh no.
Then he'll, kiss his wife on the cheek. He'll head out. Servants start pulling on his, various outfits. He'll be talking to one of his aide-de-camps about what they're doing that day. And Renesmee, then you see this sort of Shakespearean memento where Galerius walks over to grab his coat. He's just about to head out. His servants are sort of lined up to say goodbye to him. And then he goes to, take the coat off the rack. He takes it off the rack. He sees the satchel. A long second passes. He reaches down, pushes the book back into the satchel, pulls the cloak over his shoulder, and walks out towards the carriage.
We fucking got him!
He's committing heresy. He's done. You're done.
Fuck, we got him!
However, he didn't flip through it.
He saw the title. He
He
saw
knows
the
what it
title,
is.
and he knows what it is. It's like the textbook heresy book.
Yeah, if they put him under Circle of Truth, I think in a regular court he wouldn't be convicted because he could just say, "No, I didn't know." But
What do you mean
Circle
a
of
regular
Truth, did
We
you
have-
recognize the book?
that's what you mean by
Yes.
regular court. That makes sense.
Also,
Yeah.
you just saw him, like, see this in his possession. You didn't even know that I did put something there, right?
Mhm.
Like, we got him dead to rights with this one.
Mhm.
And I think that's enough.
Well, Renesmee go buzz back to the Consul Lars Ignia estate, and
Did he
Hecko.
say- I'm sorry, I might have misheard. Did he say something about drawing Grania?
Yeah, you noticed one of the sketches that. Galerius' daughter was showing him several sketches she had made from the day prior, and he was saying how nice they were, and then she showed him one of the sketches, and it was of Grania. There we go. I got there.
It was of
With a side
Grania.
profile
Of
when
Grania,
she's
yeah.
looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Okay. So you buzz back to the Consul Lars Ignia estate. Severus, you can roll one final little acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Eat more pain.
Natural 1. No, okay. You hop over the wall, and you guys
So boring, huh?
head back to the dinner table, breakfast table. Maximus is still in the process of scarfing down the great quantity of food heaped before him. Grania, what are you doing? You've probably already finished eating.
You know what? I think she's probably drawing from the things that the daughter found.
People
that's
happy. All right. Then yeah, Renesmee, you buzz, and then crack, pop, rip, tear, boom, human Renesmee. And then a few moments later, you hear footsteps, a door opens, and then Severus, I guess, can just will the invisibility to stop, or he can punch the air aggressively,
Or cast a spell.
or cast a spell. And you guys are once again reunited.
It feels so good.
I'll sit down at the kitchen table and look over at
Well-
Grania and be like, "The girl, while I was there, she drew you."
What?
I'm talking to Grania.
Yeah, I heard you. It was more of a what in questioning and exclamation rather than a what is it. I didn't hear you.
Ah,
When you say that she's going to look excited, point to her drawings and start signing a whole bunch of things that you're not going to understand.
Yeah, well, how would you describe these drawings, Dodo?
You know.
I know, I think you should describe them.
Hairy
Dodo.
penises.
No, they're not hairy penises. Thank you very much.
I pull out my own journal.
No!
Stop. You're not drawing
It's going
smart
to
right
be
now.
a very crudely drawn picture of the Mother of the Groves.
Yeah, so what
Of
you
the
see,
mother.
drawn into this, it's like a charcoal etching. It looks like a dryad, but massive with several arms. Each little finger is a lengthy claw that seems to stretch her feet on end. It seems to loom over everything around it, dominating the horizon.
That's terrifying.
Oh. Does it look like a dryad to me? Am I able to like recognize it as a
Yeah, it
dryad?
looks more like one of the cursed deadwood ones, though, on steroids than it does the happy one you saw.
I'll cock my head to the side and be like, "That looks like a dryad," and I'll look at her. Is that what you're trying to draw?
Does she think it's a heretical thing or a bad thing?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
Father
really?
I don't know, I
Hyperion
mean,
sent him.
Grania.
Oh, I mean, maybe, yeah, Father Hyperion said to literally never talk to another person about it.
She probably got carried away then. She'll shake her head no, and then like kind of cover her drawing as she goes back to drawing.
That looks like a dryad. I've seen dryads. They're not all,
No.
She'll sign back the word tree.
Tree. It's just a tree.
Making shit up, you're drunk.
Oh,
Classic.
Granny, may I draw something?
You're projecting.
And I'll ask for like a piece of paper.
She'll
Gaslighter!
kind of eyeball you at first, and then like slowly hand you a piece of paper and some charcoal.
I'll draw out the dryad tree matron.
Well, while these two are doing their little art corner, would you like to inform Maximus as to what you found?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm like going over to Maximus. I'm just sitting down next to him. I'll pour myself a glass of the wine he usually drinks.
Yeah.
And I'll pour him.
Wine.
I'll pour him one as well.
Stronger than that.
Doesn't matter. Pour him something.
Based. It
Pour
pours
him
you
one
wine.
as well. Pour one as well. And just go. You fucking got him.
We
Oh,
fuck,
did we
ladies
now?
and gentlemen, we got him.
I'll look up and be like, oh yeah, we fucking got him. And I'll go back to drawing my...
Care to explain?
Well, we placed the satchel with one of the heretical books sticking out.
Which
He
one?
saw that. Light Wars.
Ah, excellent.
He grabbed his coat. He saw the satchel behind it. He looked at the book.
Yeah.
He looked at the book and he put it back into the thing, pretending to not see it, and walked away.
Renesmee, as she's drawing, will like wave her little pencil as she says, secular heretical negligence. A. Failure to report heretical activities. B.
Holy
Concealing
shit.
evidence of
Nutga.
heresy. C. Association with suspected heretics. D. Negligent supervision. Heresy by virtue of indirect possession of a forbidden text. Example, failures of the Light Wars. Boom.
Well,
Go back to drawing.
I'm somewhat disappointed that one of our officials is, proven to be a heretical criminal. But I suppose it bodes well for our investigation.
Yeah.
Well, it's better
No,
that
all
we're
we have to do
getting them
is
out.
get this in front of court and be done with it.
Yeah. So, you need Tullius to proceed further, and he is
Yes.
busy for a couple more hours.
Well-
So, Grania and... Yeah?
Well, I'm making up a storm here,
Yeah, you and Grania are going to town sketching little things.
Yeah, I have a 16, okay? I draw a pretty good dryad tree matron, and around the dryad tree matron, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
do you
a
draw
little...
the tortured children that you saw when you fought the last Dryad Tree Matron?
Oh no.
No, like-
That.
Yeah.
Harkon,
Oh, God.
we returned one to...
Oh, that was the nice Dryad. That's the Dryad
Yeah.
Matron that you saw was a Deadwood infected
don't-
one, and she had an entire family
I think
like
Matrix
pierced on the.
specified that.
Yeah, Matron was specifically that one you fought in the
I'll be
Deadwood
sure
that
to
had murdered an
I'll be
entire
sure to
family.
remind Renesmee to draw that. If she...
Yeah, true. Draw that one.
Yeah, sure. Hey, could you relive your traumatic experiences?
Yeah.
real quick?
I'm
Thank you.
going
Renesmee,
to...
don't forget to add the impaled children.
Yeah.
I'm not drawing that one. I'm drawing the one from
Yes.
the forest. And
Yeah,
then
she's
I'm gonna-
drawing the handsome, pretty, cute
Oh,
forest
yeah.
thing.
Don't forget to draw the impaled baby boar.
Yeah, true.
True, actually.
I would like to also draw little pixies around them.
Yeah.
Around the dryad... or
Yeah,
sorry,
you draw a
the
bunch of
dryad
creeks because that's the only pixie you've ever seen.
tree. Yeah,
Draw the
I'll draw a
squirrel
bunch of
breathing
creeks.
into the vial.
While this
Everyone
is
shut
going on,
Shut!
while
And
she's been
what's
doing this,
Now
Now
draw her getting a job.
Backseat driving. Backseat drawing.
I'm trying to have an RP moment with Grania, and all of you are talking.
Okay,
Yes.
Renesmee and Granny are drawing.
I slide over
Great
the
RP
paper to
moment.
Grania.
in between when she started the drawing and to now, Grania is going to she has like her arm covered as she's drawing, and she tried to draw something that looks vaguely familiar, but it's just going to be a tree, like vaguely familiar to her last drawing, and then she's going to swap it out and put the other one up.
So it's just a tree, like a tree, but with like some of the
Yeah.
similar features. That's
Just
funny.
an obviously different
Actual
picture.
gaslighting.
It's so funny.
I realized she fucked up.
So you slide over the image, Renesmee, and Granny,
I
and
know.
you see the Dryad.
Yeah, I'll point to it and be like, that is like the dryad that we returned to the Feywild. They're not bad. You don't have to be weird about it or ashamed of like seeing them or something. I don't know where you come from, but like they're not all bad.
She's gonna sign the word different.
Different.
Like we come from different cultures?
No. She'll sign no.
Different
tree,
dryads?
Different.
You're saying
The
that
dryad
what you were
that
drawing
you
were
saw
not
was
dryads.
different. Hecko, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
She's losing it.
dryad that you saw was
whenever you ask that,
different?
she'll sign no. Is tree and show you the drawing.
And yeah, and you know, you see Renesmee. No, sorry, Granny turns the art to you, and you see. I mean, it does kind of look like a tree now that you. I mean, you didn't realize how thick the trunk of it was before. Maybe it really was just one of those sort of like low-hanging,
There's
like
no
swamp trees.
way. I literally saw it. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, but this looks a lot like a tree.
I'm gonna raise my eyebrows at Grania, and I'm gonna look down at the paper, and I'm gonna look up at her, and I'm gonna get a little bit closer because I don't want to embarrass her in front of everyone. I'm gonna go, Grania, I'm not stupid. I saw what you drew. You don't have to be honest about it, but don't think that I'm just fucking stupid.
You'll like think for a second and then just sign the word. Okay.
Based.
And I'll just, I don't know, smile. I'm like, all right. Don't know
So-
what's up with you. Where do you even come from, Grania? Where are you from?
Let me go check the lore page again.
Her lore page. She has to open up the deep texts.
If I can spell with sign language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you'd be like L-I-V, blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna spell Pelty.
Pelty. P-E-L-T-Y. Pelty.
Pelty. Do I recognize that?
No.
Is that in Valoros?
The world?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Is it in the continent? This continent, Verugia?
You're on the eastern, so the world is Valoros. You're on eastern Valoros is the continent. The Mithdosian Empire is the country you're in.
Oh, is that in the Mithdosian Empire?
Would she know?
I mean, she would have to know, yeah, just because like she's been educated since
Okay.
leaving the woods. So yeah, she would.
Okay,
It's
she'll
definitely
sign
in the
yes,
Empire.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
She'll go back to draw.
I misspoke you
I
again.
know, it's just funny. It's funny. Are you from Earth? Damn, girl, are you from Earth? All right. Yeah,
Interesting.
Pelty.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can. I mean, you have a couple hours, so if you want to
Yeah, you're welcome to talk.
chatting, yeah.
Well, I'm just curious as to why you thought that you had to lie about the dryad. I hope you know that makes it way more suspicious than if you were just like chill about it.
We'll sign
You're
the
not
word
very-
danger.
Are you in danger?
She'll shake her head no, but then like think on how to sign this to some word you'd understand.
Yeah, you have to keep it real basic
Well,
lore.
I'll like slide her my piece of paper and like turn it on its back and give her my pencil. She can just write.
She's hesitant to write in this situation.
Oh, okay.
She'll just write the word dangerous.
Yeah, but what's dangerous? The dryad thing is dangerous, or like you're in danger, or it's. I don't understand.
She'll sign no talk about.
Just puts her finger up to her lips like, you know, the shush symbol. And no talkie.
Like it's dangerous to talk about the thing. Will it like hear us? Is it like evil?
She doesn't feel comfortable with this conversation.
She goes back to sketching quote unquote trees.
Yeah, she's just gonna go back to the
Allegedly trees.
Oh goodness. Well, I guess I'm
Does anyone
gonna
else
join the
have any
fucking doodle
food
corner.
around them.
Yeah, you can go finish off what's left on Severus and Renesmee's place.
Hey, I ate all my oatmeal and I
Oh,
left
okay.
that
What
plate
about all the
clean, so
berries?
fuck off.
What about
I
that?
ate
huh?
all the berries.
Okay, so it's just Severus then.
Okay, yeah, so I just prowl around here for a little bit.
Renesmee's a hungry girl.
Severus, you gonna
so maybe some stuff from her.
Severus, you gonna
Okay.
finish that?
Finish what?
I'll point at the food that's on his plate.
Help yourself.
Nabbed.
Napped. All right, you guys sort of lounge about the next hour or so. Grania and Renesmee continue their little sketching. Grania draws a lot of trees,
I'm gonna
and
draw
eventually,
Zednius.
yeah,
A little mural. A little thing to pay homage to him.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There he is. Look at him, so handsome.
Yeah.
Well, eventually, Tullius returns. He walks into the dining room. Same expression as always, same sort of clipped walking as always, and he'll look around and say, "Any progress?"
He's just doodling.
Quite a bit of
I'd-
progress,
I'd
yeah.
say so.
We managed to, or I managed to witness him committing some treasonous negligence, but heretical negligence, but more than just one type. I kind of explained to him everything that happened, and I say that I think that we have him on failure to report heretical activities, concealing evidence of heresy, association with suspected heretics, negligent supervision, and heresy by virtue of indirect possession of a forbidden text.
Wonderful.
And of course, we have Aurelius on theological treason of heresy, secular sedition for engaging in actions that provoke disloyalty or disobedience among the populace, secular heresy by engaging the prohibition of unsanctioned teachings, engaging in unauthorized practices,
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were such a legal scholar, Renesmee.
Well, I worked as a judicial duelist, so I picked some stuff up.
I guess so. Most judicial duelists are just satisfied with swinging swords at each other, and occasionally even winning.
I like to read the books that were around.
All right. Well, if all that's true, then I suppose we should go speaking to a barrister. What's the story we're selling them? Prosecutors like that sort of thing.
I was hoping that you could kind of help us with that. We're thinking of taking the angle of we came into the town to investigate, rumors of heresy and other things. Is that why we came into the town? I don't even remember. Perhaps it's best that I don't remember.
I suppose so.
Um,
That can work. Then you stumbled across, found this meeting, tracked your way to Galerius. I more so meant, why would Galerius do this? He has a meritorious service record. That's something that the defense will bring up constantly.
Well, I mean, he's covered for his brother before, yes? He's
True.
closed his
He has?
record, so...
I suppose so. Do we know that that had to do with covering him, though?
I can confirm he had a less than stellar war record,
All right. Well,
as in
I'll get us a meeting with the Department of Civility, and now that this is proceeding to official matters, if you'd like, I can reach out to things through an official channel. I could figure out who exactly and for what purpose the records of Aurelius were censored. Is there anything that you think I should officially look into?
I suppose just why he was let go, the full story on that. Maybe accounts of people, interviews of anyone who was there. We've heard that he abandoned, I believe.
Alright.
He didn't follow direct orders.
I'll look into that. As for all of you, what I need prepared for when I get back, you won't have to worry about any of the specifics of the case. That's not our duty. That's dealt with by quaestors and those serving within the Department of Civility. What we need to present to them is our accusations, the specific pieces of evidence we have to support it. That can be forms of testimony, witnesses, things such as that. And then a list of witnesses we'd like them to call. Other than that, once we've given them the case, it's for them to prosecute. But think carefully. You want to charge them with the minimum number of crimes with the most severe penalties. So if you believe you can get them on heresy, get them on heresy. Don't go for lesser charges. I'll go look into that service record, and I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Is it possible for you also to mull over just advice for us? I've never been put under Circle of Truth, and I don't believe my colleagues have
They
either.
will bring you to testify if you're charging him on heresy. If you actually
Yes.
think that you have sufficient evidence to prove heresy, regardless of your zone of truth testimony, there won't be a trial. He'll be arrested. He'll be brought before a panel of judges. They'll ask him about the specific evidence in question. He'll have no chance to proffer a defense.
Oh, okay. And if it does come to Circle of Truth, or Zone of Truth, would we have time to prepare?
Most certainly, especially with how severe the charges are. You'd likely get the exact list of questions in advance.
Ah, I see. Okay, good news.
Well,
Now,
yeah, I think we're.
as Tullius goes to get that last bit of info, the specific thing that I want for you, from y'all, is what specific charges you're levying, evidence for those charges, and like this needs to be very specific. Like zone of truth, Galerius going to ask him this question. That's our evidence for this. And then the other thing is witnesses the prosecutor should call. And again, you don't have to actually do any of this. This will all be dealt with by the Department of Civility. But these are
Can we
things that
call
you should...
dead witnesses?
Yeah.
Based.
Now, their testimony can't be it can't be relied upon as 100% truthful. So
They can't. You can't Son of Truth a corpse, right?
I don't believe you can. If I recall correctly, Zone of Truth only works against living creatures. Let's check.
Well, what does it specify?
A creature that enters the spell's area I don't think it would work. I don't think a dead thing is like an undead. That's a creature, but an actual dead like corpse. I don't think that's a
It's
creature.
object, yeah.
Yeah, it's an object. True. Real.
What about like a spirit? If you're speaking to a spirit.
Yeah, but you're not speaking to a spirit with Speak with Dead. You're animating the
You're
corpse with a
speaking to their
fragmented shard of their
corpse.
soul. Yeah.
Oh.
It's very grim. It's not like they just come alive for a few moments to answer a question. You're basically torturing them by taking a piece of their soul, bounding it to a rotting body, and forcing them to answer your questions at gunpoint, like magical gunpoint.
Well, no gunpoint. They can just tell you fuck off on every
Yeah, but they
answer
can't
and
leave. You can keep them there for that full 10 minutes, basically.
I guess.
Anyways, so you had a lot there, Peach. What specifically do you think is the most severe, and what you can actually get him on guaranteed?
Oh, heresy, right?
I think all 4 counts of heretical negligence and also heresy.
Okay, and then what are the evidence for those? That's why I'm recommending that you trim it down to 1, maybe 2 charges, just because it's easier to present that to the Department of Civility.
Got it. So question, do we have to get Aurelius and all this stuff too? Do I have to do this
No.
for Aurelius? He has a longer list.
Aurelius literally is not a target in this at all. He's just incidental to convicting Galerius.
Got it.
Just to remind you, the whole reason you're doing all of this is because Consul Lars Ignia hates his boss and wants his job. So you're framing his boss. I mean, at this point, it's not really framing. You just actually found something he's guilty of. Yeah. Either way, this whole reason you're doing this is because
Yeah,
he
it's
hates his boss. Yeah.
I'll get rid of association with suspected heretics. It's probably the weakest one because theoretically he could have just learned, and we don't know if he was going to continue to
makes
associate with
sense.
him. I think failure to report could be good. Concealing evidence of heresy. This includes protecting or aiding individuals involved in heretical acts. He is kind of protecting by failing to report.
True.
But
Do you think that pushing a book inside of a satchel is enough to convict on that?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Then you should keep it. And then your evidence for these specific charges, and then what witnesses the prosecutor should call.
yeah, I love this shit, but this, for me to have, I don't know how hard you want me to go on this because
Not
I've
super
done
hard. It's just
mock trial. So
yeah,
I'm
no, it
thinking,
doesn't need to be that aggressive.
Examination.
Yeah,
Okay.
again, there's no defense with these charges. They don't even get to he never gets to proffer defense. So you just need
He's
to make
just
the
so
most
ready
rock
to
solid.
practice for law school.
Yeah, you just need the most rock solid conviction ever. That's all you need.
Got it.
So it's not about what if they cross-examine us and they, zone of truth us judges. We don't want to say something untrue. Don't worry about that because they won't get a chance.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah.
I will work on this. Don't
Okay,
worry,
while you're
guys.
working on that,
Yeah.
Tullius will return. It'll be technically 2 hours, but give Peach a second to work on that. When Tullius returns, he will have a short little packet with him. Well, it's like 18 pages, so I guess that's not short. But anyways, he'll come back with a packet. It includes all government records associated with, what's that goofy goober's full name? One moment. His name is Aurelius Agrippa Manius Ignia Captiosin, the 39-year-old brother of Galerius. So these are his complete records. He'll just, honestly, Tullius will just give it to you, Maximus, because you're probably more familiar with government records than he is. He's more of a, like, assassinate and blackmail type person, not a reading records type guy.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take them.
Yeah, you can flip them open, and one moment, I'm going to answer Peach's question. It's the 7th of March at around 7:20 a.m.
Got it.
Okay, Maximus, you open up the packet. There is, starts with his birth, his time at the Symposium of Mythos in military science. Then he went into the 8th Legion, I think. Mm-hmm. Everything up until a certain point is what you've seen before, basically. Like, you've heard from other people, you all expected, and then you finally get this thing, which you've been eating around the edges of, but you've never really gotten the core of it, which is the incidents at the Second Battle of Slava. So by this point, Aurelius is a Tribunus Equites, which is the third highest ranking officer in a legion, head of an entire century of cavalry in the 8th Legion at the Second Battle of Slava. Now, what happens at the Second Battle of Slava, and this is basically quoting the report, the legions find themselves encircled and pressed against a riverbank with no method of escape. Possessing one of the only functioning cavalry sentries, Aurelius took it upon himself to save the lives of his men over that of his legion. Despite orders from his legate to wait for a larger breakout attempt, he broke out in the night on his own with his 100 men. Every soldier under his command eventually made it to the rally point at Kuzhva. However, the rest of the legion that he was supposed to support did not. Once he reached Kuzhva, he was basically on the outskirts of the city, about 10 miles away, and he realized what he did was desertion. So then he just full-on committed to it, and he tried to sneak back to Mythos to go to his brother. Over the course of that journey to Mythos, various members of the group either basically met the main army and were captured and killed. They were basically strung up as traitors. Other ones would just, like, flee into the wilderness and become bandits, but some still stuck it out. Eventually, though, they were trying to cross the Salaria River into Mithdosica proper, and at this point they were caught by a river patrol, and all 15 men were all gathered together, and they were court-martialed. Originally, all 15 of them were given the death penalty for desertion. However, at the last possible moment, about 2 days before his execution, there was an order from the Department of Faith that that Aurelius had done something important for them, and so his life was spared. He was stripped of all military rank, his career path was ended, he was barred from ever serving in political office, but he would be allowed to live his life as a free man. And the final portion of this is the portion which actually is an investigation by the Department of War looking into why the Department of Faith cares about this guy. And the only conclusion they can make is that he did literally nothing for them ever. It's just that his older brother wanted to get him out of execution for desertion. So that was what he got around. I mean, you kind of assumed most of this, but it's nice to have it sort of laid out. It's textbook treason. Now, what Galerius did, that's a lot more of a gray zone, because technically the Department of Faith has unilateral ability to, like, save anyone's life, like, pardon anyone. But this is, like, it's insanely nepotistic. Like,
Is nepotism one of those things where it's, like, frowned upon, but not much is
But it's not even really frowned upon. It's standard practice. It's just that, like, if you found this in a vacuum with no other context, it'd be like, okay, this is kind of bad, but, like, this is kind of just what's expected. But it's this plus the covering up the heresy. It makes you wonder, like, how much has he covered up for his younger brother over the course of that guy's life? Like, how much fucked up shit has this guy done and got away with?
It draws, like, a pattern of behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Okay.
fact that he had those books means they probably have similar mindsets, and that's why he covers it for them. He's probably one of the few people he can talk to about that kind of stuff.
I'll give Tullius the rundown on it.
Yeah, he'll nod through it, and when you mention, him getting spared, you see the first look of him. Tullius is a very emotionless guy. When he's around, when he was around
Oh,
Zednius.
no!
He used to smile a lot, but he's generally pretty emotionless. But when you mention Aurelius being spared the death penalty, you see Tullius sneer. It's like a grimace of fucking deep hatred. You know, he seems, you know, a little bit of emotion escapes before he goes back to just like a flat expression.
I have basically the same look on my face.
Yeah. And he'll just nod and say, well, it's not illegal, but it, as Grania was signing, it certainly does make a pattern of behavior.
In context, it will help the case.
You know, I know we only began to look into this because of Consul Lars Ignia's grudge, but I think we've done a good for the Empire by taking care of this man.
Yes, it was a shame to see that one of our officials was engaged
Imagine
in
if he'd
such
truly
behavior.
become the Autarch. If he were actually the head of the Department of Faith, we couldn't have even gotten this far in the investigation. You know, they can pardon themselves
They can? Really?
of any crime, practically. Only the Emperor himself can open an investigation on them.
Has the Emperor done that in recent years? Ever?
No, ever.
Mhm.
Well, Peachachoo.
That's just one of the questioning. So that's for the failure to report heretical activities.
Okay.
I would bring up Galerius as a witness to his own crime.
I think that's enough. Yeah, there's no Fifth Amendment here, so it's not like they can say, I don't want to incriminate myself. Instead, they're fucked. You can just force them to tell you. I mean, torture is like a
still fine
legally
to-
accepted thing here, so.
I'm still fine to write up questions similar to these for the other charges.
I don't think there's much of a need. I think this is more than enough.
Okay, cool.
I think you guys made a rock solid case. So, Tullius will take you guys, well, within this legal system. Tullius will take you guys to the Department of Civility. There, you will be meeting with a person of the rank of proconsul. He is a prosecutor of the Department of Civility, also known as a barrister. And essentially, you guys will explain everything you've been working on over the last, 3 hours or so. Basically, this is what we have against him. This is what we think he's guilty of. This is how he stumbled upon this investigation. And since you actually have the physical books, not the same books, but you have copies of them, you can even give him like a copy of the Failures of Light Wars. You can give him a copy of the Tyrant's Rise found in the apartment of that cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
You can present him just with a deluge of evidence. And after this maybe 2-hour long meeting, running down all of it, the barrister will nod and say, well, you'll likely need to come in a month or so. Well, he does have a right to see his accusers, though, of course, based on what you presented here, there's no chance of his escape. He'll still get to see your faces before his death. I'll send out letters to inform you of the specific time, but thank you for your service to the Empire.
You say his death as if it's guaranteed, is it?
Well, with what you presented here, if there's even an ounce of truth to it, and you are judges of the Empire, I'm not sure why you'd be outwardly deceitful. With the level of charges you presented, he gains access to no legal defense. He'll be arrested immediately. Torture is a valid option for obtaining confession, and Zone of Truth will be authorized for all questions.
I see.
Well, he gives a nod to all of you, gives a bow to Tullius, and Tullius will sort of guide you guys out of the barrister's office. You gain 1 reputation with the Department of Civility because you actually brought them a case, Pegman. And as you guys sort of walk away, Tullius will, once you guys are out of the Department of Civility building, Tullius will turn around and say, well, you're going to have a couple days of downtime. Of course, Lars Ignia is not back in the city yet, and I doubt we'll hear any updates on the trial for a couple of days. Perhaps he'll call you to your state. I'm not sure what he has planned next for you, judges. I know that I need to leave the city, though. I'll be headed back to Tarako. It's been a pleasure working with you all.
What about Zednius?
I'll take care of it.
Severus, you know that Tarako is where Zednius' estate is.
Okay.
He will give a nod to Renesmee, give a nod to Grania, give a nod to Maximus, and then he'll, reach out to shake your hand, Severus.
I'll shake it. Thank you.
No hug for you.
Yeah.
And then he will walk.
And we'll just give like a playful wave goodbye whenever you look to her. Or not at
Yeah, he'll give you a wave goodbye too, and he will leave. And you guys have some downtime. In fact, you're gonna have just about, doing some math here. Math is hard.
One long rest.
It's more than
You go buy more
one long
English
rest.
kits.
It's a lot more than one long rest.
Well,
3 weeks of rest.
I have two things I'd like to identify.
Yeah, sure.
Level XP for level 9.
Well, we'll see about that. Let's see. How much XP did they get from the
Actually, Tullius gets
Farm
all the
Minister's house?
Tullius gets all of it. He's level 20 now.
Tullius quite literally cannot acquire more XP.
Oh, he's level 20 already.
No, that's not true because the sneak hit die would go higher.
Well, he's not a level 20 rogue.
Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, he's multi-classed.
Or is he? Or maybe he's level 15. Who knows? It's a true wall of obscurity.
He
Um,
did make 2 attacks,
Okay.
so he presumably is like a rogue fighter.
No, it was an offhanded dagger because you only did the attack or the like.
All right, each one of you gets
3,500
3,550 XP split. Yeah,
550?
damage or something.
3,550.
Damn it.
Go ahead.
Are you not level 9, Maximus?
No.
Oh.
Wait, what's the? Let me just check.
Wait, is everyone else level 9?
No,
No.
maybe I don't know.
Oh.
No,
Maybe.
no.
Potentially.
Wait, 3,500?
Yeah, it's 550. Yeah, Dota got it. 3,550.
I'm level 9, yeah.
Huge.
No?
I'm at 47,000. I just needed 1,000 to get to level 9.
That's
Huge.
a
28,000.
lot of fucking XP difference. That's like 4,000 for me. What the fuck?
Nice. Well, you joined the party later, so I guess it makes sense.
Zednius was also at 47. Just
I
Yeah,
don't know why
47
Maximus would
is
be
a
behind.
zero
Though. That's
60.
weird. Oh, maybe solo sessions. I don't know.
I don't suppose y'all want to.
No, we're not doing that in this campaign.
Why?
Because
Equalize.
I heard a very convincing argument from a good friend of ours named Benjamin, and he convinced me that it's a terrible system.
What was the argument?
It was a good one, which is that there's literally no reason to never not do it. Basically, you should always be incentivized to put all your XP into one person because of power gain they get from that. That's fucking absurd. Even equalizing is a little bit cringe because it's a no-brainer. You should do it every single time. So yeah, we're not doing that. I don't know if we did it earlier this campaign, but I talked to him again recently.
We
Now
did
I'm
not.
100% convinced we shouldn't.
We've
Okay.
not done that in this or the last game.
Wonderful. Yeah, so y'all get 3,550 XP, and you now have 3 weeks of downtime. Technically, some stuff happens during those 3 weeks, but by and large, it's 3 weeks of downtime. So, during this time, there's technically a Zednius one-shot, but we'll get back to that. Let's start progressing through a long rest. So, 3 weeks is a really long time, and I'm sure there's plenty of things that you could do during that time.
Everything back.
So I'm going to start with the world events that happened during that 3 weeks, and then we can sort of loop back to what you guys are doing.
Ooh,
So-
can you list them? Do you have them listed?
Yeah.
That would make it easier because I'm always having to write things. So if I could just copy and paste, it'd make my life easier.
Spooky. So on the 19th of March, which is in 11 days? 12 days? I can't do math. 12 days. In 12 days, so in the second week of long rest, there is a century of Imperial soldiers who were wintered in the Principality of Donoslaski. Now, that was a lot of words, but just to expand on that, out on the Tabrashan plains, there's the Empire, but then there's all those people they're fighting, and I've kind of always just referred to it as the Son of the Dragon, but technically it's 7 independent princedoms who are united underneath the Son of the Dragon, and one of them is Donoslaski. So anyways, a century of Imperial soldiers were wintered in Donoslaski and found themselves under attack by an irregular militia of local Tabrashans. The Tabrashans demanded that the legionnaires break camp and leave. The centurion declined to do so. A fight broke out, and of the century, which is 100 people, only 16 legionnaires survived. And the reason why it's a big deal is not because legionnaires died. That happens all the time. It's that a local militia did that, and more importantly, Donoslaski has been associated with the Empire, like an ally of the Empire, for almost 80 years. So to be like hostile to them to the point where they're killing an entire century of soldiers is a pretty big deal. So there's that. No, they have not, Yogi, to answer your question. And I think there's one other world event. Oh yeah, on the 24th of March, which is 5 days after the soldiers are slaughtered, big news. Well, honestly, it's not really big news. It's pretty minor news, but it's big news because it relates to the other campaign. The city-state joins the Son of the Dragon on the 24th of March. And yeah, I think that's basically, those are the two big things that happened during these 3 weeks of rest.
Wait, by join, do we mean what we did?
No, he
No.
means, well, like he means like the actual Overlord has joined in with.
Yeah, I mean, when the army of the Son of the Dragon arrived outside the city and said, join us or we're going to
So
murder
the
every single one
Trollkin
of you.
are going
Yeah, we
to
were part of
soon
that.
join them.
I remember that.
Yeah, so the Trollkin are marching west. Though again, in terms of this grand for the city state, that's a huge deal. In terms of this whole continent, though, that's like a no one would even notice.
This campaign's ahead of the other one, right?
No, the other campaign's like 6 months ahead of this one.
Really? I thought it was the other way around.
No. Yeah, Broken Bones and Bodies is in August. We're in March. Okay, so person by person, Maximus, you have 3 weeks to do whatever you want.
Boy.
Doesn't even have to be in the city. You can go anywhere.
Oh shit.
You got a whole empire available to you.
I will also point out for anyone that you can also learn any amount of sign language you want during this time.
True, and you get ×4 speed during your learning.
×4.
So you could, yeah, I know it's a rare thing that I'm providing.
I would be
Why are
learning
you
longbow
providing
now from
That way you guys can
Zedny.
Oh, what were the 2 spell scrolls that we had?
Glibness and
Glibness
shield.
and shield, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Phantom-
sell those. Or,
Based.
no, not
Wait,
sell
wait,
those.
wait, wait,
I'm not-
that's illegal.
I'm not allowed to do that.
I thought you were gonna break the law. That's so cool.
No, I'm not.
So you're gonna
allowed
donate
to.
them to the Department of Magic and hope they award you?
No,
Under a
I'm-
different person, so they might.
No, yeah, I'm just going to.
Give them to Grenna's mate because she is from the clan of Patricia.
So
Huh?
you're gonna give it to Renesmee, and she's gonna donate it to the Department of Magic, and they're gonna.
No. Maximus wants the money for himself.
Well, he's never gonna get the money.
He's such a rat, bro.
Actually, fucking rat.
Yes, like I feel like
What
if
a
there's one thing you
weebly.
learn
It's a-
about
dude, true, it
Maximus
is very
that
consistent.
He will steal all of the party's gold, but he will also give it to you guys when you ask for it.
It's small portions of it when they ask for
Yes.
it.
So,
What about the 2 items I'd like to identify,
Based.
by the way?
I don't know what the
Let's
items
see.
you want to identify are.
something
stuff
I
I
do
got off
need
of
to
the
do
magician.
is 3 weeks long enough to find a buyer for the suit of armor that I have?
Yes. What type of armor is it?
Am I allowed to sell that?
What is it?
It's the Iron Maiden.
No. That's a big no-no. That is a cursed item.
No,
It
sorry.
is
No,
cursed.
I just need to think about that for a second. No, it needs to go through the Department of Magic.
Ah, okay. All right. So back to the
Now,
whole...
this isn't illegal though, because this is not a scroll. It is not a. I mean, it kind of is a magical item, but if you just sell it as a piece of armor, like a blacksmithing piece, you
Yeah,
could
just
sell
like
it through the
auction.
Department of Coin, like just a standard auction. But you're gonna get way less because obviously it's a very powerful magical item.
Also, yes. you
Okay, can I
just
sell
literally
it?
Can't
Can
take
I
it off
sell
when
it
you put
through the Department of Magic? As in, I just go through them, but I still get the money. It's not like I'm.
You only get a
donating
portion of the
them.
money, but yes,
What portion is that?
20%.
Go.
Monopolies
Don't
are
forget
so
you have to
great. I
exchange
love
the coins as
monopolies,
well.
man. Yeah, you do. I love monopolies, bro.
It is
Monopolies
actually
are so
a cursed
fun.
item, isn't it?
It is
You
literally a
literally
cursed
can't
item,
take it
yeah.
off.
Yeah, literally cursed. Yeah.
Let me go look. Let me go look at that thing. Let me go look at it. Does that mean like you
Thinking
wouldn't
about
be,
killing himself to equip
Does that
it.
mean you wouldn't be able to sleep?
Well, you have to sleep in the armor, of course.
Well, yeah, but you've always
not, like,
told
give
us we
exhaustion
can't.
or
We
lesser
can't
sleep?
do that.
Yes, your sleeps would be fucking nightmarish. You probably need someone like to cast a sleep spell or something similar on you.
Every
Sleep
night?
spell only gives you a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Or you need to be like intoxicated, so like milk of the poppy or something similar.
Extraordinarily
drugs, though.
drunk.
Just
Yeah.
numb the pain.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is never something I'm going to wear.
No,
So
this
you know
is
what?
like a death unit. This is like a fucking death squad item. Like you give it to someone who's about to walk into certain death, and you just hope to God they do use it well.
Alright, you know what? I'll curry some favor with the Department of Magic. I will give them the scrolls, and then I will sell the suit of armor through them.
Huge. You gain
Full of
+1
goodness!
reputation.
Yo!
Scroll of glibness, though.
Alright,
It's so fucking
So
useful.
you sell the armor, and you get 20% of the proceedings. So roll me 5d10.
All right. Oh, that's. I hate that.
Why?
Sorry. No, not that. I double clicked on the like chat bubble and
He-
it popped it
yeah,
in a separate
popped it out.
window. I hated that. That was awful. Roll what now?
What now?
You said roll what? I forgot.
5d10? Dude, you have dementia worse than me. Holy shit.
Brain too full of ordnance. Not even for anything else. 27.
All right, now take that number and take 20% of it.
And take what now?
Okay, it's 5.4. You get. Let me do some math here. Fuck. I shouldn't have abstracted it. No. It's a lot more than that. No, it's No, I shouldn't have. It's 540 gold.
No. Massive.
All right, that was in thousands of gold. The 5d10. So
yes, I imagined it would be.
Yeah, you get 540 gold. Then the potion. Oh, the scrolls. The scrolls. Roll 5d10, and then 5d10 again. Roll 2 of those. No. Sorry, ignore everything I just said.
Yeah, that seems.
Roll 1d5, which is not a real dice, but we can do it in roll 20.
Wait,
Yes, we can.
it's thousands
Damn
of
it!
gold?
No. For that one it was. Not for
The
this.
first one.
Yeah, the first one wasn't 1,000
I mean,
gold.
it's-
So it's 27. It's 2,700 gold.
20%
Times
is
0.2, which is 540.
No, it's 5,400.
What? What are you talking
What? No.
It's in my
27.
calculation.
No. It's 2,700, not
You said
27,000.
27,000.
You said
I
thousands.
misspoke. I'm a
Okay,
misspeaker.
okay.
I'm a misspeaker.
Just by a factor of 10, whatever.
Yeah, I misspoke. Anyways, the shield scroll sells for an amount, and you get. Wait, are you donating it or selling it?
Selling it.
Okay, you get 20 gold. And now for the glibness, roll 5d10.
All right, we're looking for a good roll here.
8th level spell. This is
All right.
huge.
Wowie.
Ooh.
That one's pretty
You
good.
receive. I think you're gonna receive almost as much as you got for the armor.
Yeah.
620 gold.
It would be more than for the armor.
Yeah, it's more. Wowie. 8th level spell though.
Holy shit! You just made so much gold.
Chad.
How much did you make total? Like 1,130.
I have 1,300 right now.
Wow.
1,360 is how much gold. back.
So you
That's
make $1
actually
million
absurd.
during your during the 3 weeks of rest.
Yeah.
What else do you do?
Okay, so
Maximus.
yeah, while that is all happening, what did I have? Oh,
What does Maximus actually buy with all the gold he usually
He's
steals?
mostly been buying mithril shit. I think he has his mithril now.
Mm.
No,
he
bro,
didn't-
just almost said stealing.
At least he doesn't do what Rush did. Stole like
Where's-
6
where's my-
million gold.
and I have 175.
I know,
and
6
have
million pence. 6
175 on there.
6 million pence.
That's 6,000 gold.
Fun fact: one of my very first character ever stole 8 million pence from.
Well, he also
the
stole a
party.
lodestone, which is way more than 8 million pence.
Yes, I suppose that.
Yeah, that was just the monetary reward. The thing was worth so much more than that.
What's a lodestone do?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Anyways, no, they just yoinked the thing. Don't worry about it. Anyways,
Uh,
what else, Maximus?
How much is mithril plate?
Currently, the going rate of mithril in the Empire, because there was a huge mithril crash over in the wonderful city of the city-state, which has actually done the inverse
That's in the future,
in.
right?
Damn it!
No, actually,
Wait,
Uh,
you said I could go anywhere.
you could. Do you want to go to the city-state of the Invincible Overlord?
How long would that take?
I
They
think
really
it's.
like judges over there.
Yeah, I think it's 1,700 miles to get to the city-state by boat.
And how long would that
That's a
take?
good one.
Well,
Months?
1,700 divided by. I think it takes about 30 days. Divided by, we're
So-
talking about a fast-going ocean vessel, 24 days. You're talking literally your entire rest
Yeah.
is spent on a boat
Plus-
there.
Yeah. No, that'd be okay. I didn't need to go there. How much is mithril plate?
Currently, mithril is about 60 gold per pound in the Empire at the moment because a major
used-
treasure ship was.
Didn't it used to be like 2?
Used to be. What the fuck? No, it was 50 before. Jesus.
Oh,
2 gold per pound? What the
let's see.
fuck?
Never mind.
That's like the easiest buy ever.
That's
They might have been
crazy.
arrows, honestly.
That
That's-
makes way more sense, yeah.
Divided by 2 times 60. That I can't even afford that.
Really? 60
Yeah,
times
it's-
32.5?
Yeah, it's nearly wait.
Oh, wow, you broke ass. Oh, wait, I just realized, one sec. You need to subtract 540 gold from your sheet, because Dodo was right. It actually is 27,000. I
What?
troll-faced him. Yeah, so
Wait, what?
I need to...
So you
just
get 5,400.
so
Are we getting
subtract
about-
the... Subtract the
is-
Is he
540.
about to get 5,000 gold?
Oh my god!
So subtract the 540. You actually got 5,400. I forgot the
Oh
zero.
my god.
You can thank me later.
I
You're
forgot
just
the
disgustingly
so
rich.
540 plus how much?
So subtract
Minus
540
540.
Yeah, I did that.
plus
You guys-
5,400.
5,000.
So, because you said something that made me,
Jesus
well, it's just you said
Christ.
something. I'm like, wait, there's no way that the maiden plate can be worth less than mithril plate. And then I did the math.
Right, so
like,
what
oh,
are
that
you
was
buying?
right.
Yeah, that makes absolute
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, because
See,
it's
when are
plus
you gonna
3
start
magical
building
armor.
a palace made from literal gold?
He only has $5 million. That's really not that much. Okay, let's chill.
I have okay. First off, I have 6.3.
In the context of the Empire, that's
which
like
is-
nothing.
Which
And
is,
he's carrying this all in his pockets.
no,
True.
Bozo, it's
Stolen
on
off
me.
from us.
Oh, also, actually, no, it's
No, the scroll was
absolutely not,
right.
because I know from a different campaign there's a really good bank system in Mythosian.
True. There is a very good
Scroll
bank
Put your
system.
money in there.
The scroll is worth a fifth of the.
The scroll is worth 1/10 as much actually.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. How much was that again? It was like 1,900.
1950. I don't know. I'm doing the math again. 32.5 times 60. It's 1950. Yeah.
All right, I could pay
That's chump
1,950 to get.
And you can pay an
one
extra
more
50 gold
AC.
round 2,000 and get it by the time this long rest is over.
Oh, you know what? Even better. I'm absolutely going to do that. Yeah.
Great. Even easier to burn off thousands of dollars. Pay an extra 50 grand to get it Amazon like delivery quicker.
Absolutely.
I will get Prime delivery tomorrow.
Or,
Even if it costs me
okay.
50 grand.
And then I'm going to gather the party together at some point
Oh my. Okay.
during the long rest.
Well, I don't know if they'll all be here, so it'll.
Huh?
Go buy some ice cream with it.
I don't know if they'll
Spend it
actually
all
all
in
be
one
in the
place.
city, unfortunately. So this will have to be probably at the
Okay, in
beginning
that
of the
case,
rest.
well, oh yeah. Oh, at the beginning. Oh,
Yeah.
This is sort of dependent on me having.
Oh, you having colossal buku bucks.
Yes.
Then it'll probably have to be at the very, very end of the rest then.
He's gonna
Okay,
treat us as on a night.
Oh, all right. Can we? Everyone else can go while I think of more things to buy.
Smart.
and more things
With your
to do
infinite, Scrooge
horrific
McDuck money.
amounts of wealth. Yeah.
All right.
Granny
well,
roll, pull on your cloak and ask for 1,000 gold.
I'll give me $1 million.
honestly, might say yes. Depends what you want it for.
She won't though.
She will.
That was funny.
Oh, that's so funny. Can I have $1 million? All right. Renesmee,
I will even draw you a nice picture.
what are you
It's
doing, Renesmee?
definitely a tree.
23
Well, I have
AC.
quite a few things that I want to do, as you know.
Yeah, indeed I do.
Oh, and that's a
Number
mithril
one,
breastplate.
Number
I
one.
would like to. Well, do you think that I can do them all? Is the
I
question.
think the only way you can do the learn sign language thing and do all these other things is if you drag Granier with you to do all this shit.
Which
Got it.
she would go along with. Just
Okay, cool. Well,
but it
I'm
would
going.
mean that no one else could learn.
Correct. You would be depriving other people of Granier.
Yeah, I want to learn sign language too.
Well, Severus, do you want to come?
Nesme can teach you guys later. Easy.
Depends. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I would like to make it clear first. I look both ways. Is Maximus here?
Maximus is
Uh-oh.
off drowning himself in infinite wealth.
Okay.
When is this?
Maximus.
This is at the very beginning of the rest. You're off trying to sell this armor.
Oh god, we're gonna do
Maximus.
some heresy, aren't we?
Considering that you're
I might-
not
I might
here,
be
can
around.
I have silence from the peanut gallery?
Damn, she got you there.
You were going to get that anyway. Yes.
Based.
Okay. So it's only Severus and Grania here. So I'm going to say, well, Maximus and I went on a quest, and there was a very large fey creature that laid down its life in order to protect a village. And I thought that he just wasn't well respected enough in that town, and I want the people of that town to know that that fey creature was the reason why they had fertile land and food, and why the nature was so kind to them there. He also performed different spells before he laid down his life in order for them to have sustenance for the next couple of years, because there was a lot of devastation there. So I wanted to go there with you guys if you want to come and erect a statue in his honor. And I'm also curious to look into pieces of the collective dream that we all had, and do some research on the road, perhaps.
I don't think that's a good idea. The first part, going to the place, telling them about how this fey creature was actually good. Pretty sure that's like textbook heresy, and we'd be pretty fucked if we got found out.
Is that true, Hargon?
It's definitely not textbook heresy, but it definitely could be considered a type of heresy. I don't know. Like I said before, Fey stuff has always fallen in sort of like a gray zone of Mythosian law. Deadwood stuff, obviously evil, associating with it. You know, it's like the sleeper version. But actual like Feywood stuff, it's not clearly stated anywhere in the Varusian nor the Captiosan creed, so it's largely left up to the interpretation of individual dioceses.
However, someone could take it as a thing that's Deadwood related.
Absolutely, someone could take it like that, and another person could say it's just like fairies.
Do we really want another wild situation of we're talking to the priest about the demons we hear?
This one is way less aggressive than demons.
Well,
Won't
yeah,
be
but
happening, and I'm going anyways. If you would like to come, you can come. I'm simply going to be paying respects. The people of that town know that he was there, and know
can't
that
you
he
just
was
like send them a letter,
No. I'd like to
like
arrest
anonymously?
him.
Why
No.
do you have to implicate yourself in this possible crime?
Because he was honorable. He laid down his life for them, and he deserves to be honored.
Honor is cool and all, but I'd like to, not get prosecuted for being a treasonous heretic.
Oh well. I'm going.
Giga chat.
I'm listening. What's happening?
I guess I'll
no,
come and
Granny,
help.
nothing,
try and
Granny.
help you. I'll make sure you stay out of trouble, I guess.
Granny is just gonna go with
I just have
Aunt
one
Renesmee.
thing to do first.
Sure.
Well, like actually one or two things to do.
Sure.
That should
What do you
take
want to do
some-
in the city?
Right. First, I'm gonna finally. This should take me literal minutes.
Minutes.
Identify the two magical items I have.
The
I took a
tome
necklace
and
off of
the-
the guy and the tome off of the guy. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The necklace is a. Let me pull it up. I'm pulling it up. It's being pulled up.
Okay, I pull up.
Hop out at the afterburn. It's somewhere in here. Where is it? It is a. I had it. It was just here. My notes are becoming cavernous.
Same.
Becoming?
Yeah. Medallion of Thoughts. That's what it is.
Let him use detect thoughts, or
Yeah. It's a Medallion of Thoughts, which allows you to cast detect thoughts. It has 17 charges and it does not recharge.
it's the worst part of Archon's world.
The best part of Archon's
Wait,
War.
sorry. What is this item?
Medallion of Thoughts.
I'll use detect thoughts. 17 charges, does not recharge.
There you go.
Oh, does
That's the
not
description.
recharge?
Does not recharge.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
like
fuck?
90% of Archon's magic items in his world.
Because I'm evil, ontologically. The
Right.
other thing you have
Tome.
is a tome.
True.
Ontologically?
Yeah.
Yes. And no act is wrong against him.
It's a it's a loser philosophy term.
True.
You can just say you're inherently evil. There you go.
What are you talking about? This is the Tome of the Starfather.
Oh,
With Identify, what you will learn is that this changes your alignment to chaotic evil upon reading it.
oh.
That's all. That's literally all that it does.
Oh, it's just.
Can you put that in chat?
Yeah.
Hmm. Can I really take going from lawful to evil to chaotic evil?
Why would you
Oh,
want to
no.
read it?
I'm fucking curious, obviously, huh?
What?
It might give me cool features.
Instead, we're saying
I think you know exactly what it does. It just turns you into fucking Bling Bling Boy.
Well, I'm gonna.
Did you just say
Right,
Bling
I'm-
Bling Boy from fucking Johnny Test? Oh my god. Holy shit.
All right, I will
Wait,
be taking
Severus is the
tome.
one that said Renesmee shouldn't go do the Fae thing because she doesn't want to.
Yeah,
be,
and then he
doesn't wanna
wants
be
to
treated-
read
and he's
the-
like, "Oh, let me read
I was
this."
joking.
It was just a yoke? He's
I'm
just
cu-
yoking?
No, I'm
Just a
I'm
year.
curious
was
about what's
ironic.
inside it, but it's way too fucking risky to read.
Yeah, so true.
I had
Yes,
a character
so I
that
will
was
be
curious
taking.
about what's in the evil tone.
He's gonna be under the zone truth. I swear.
How
it was
did he read
ironic.
it when he identified it?
No. He just pressed his hand on it.
That's sort of
I
what I
will be-
thought you meant, but that would have been way funnier.
I will be taking the tome and the two spellbooks I have.
Yeah.
Which I think all three of these items are pretty fucking valuable, and I'll try to sell them through the Department of Magic.
So I
The
know
Department of
that
Magic
this
does not
is-
sell spell books. They will only collect them.
Will they give me a finder's fee?
Yeah.
Let me guess, it's horrible.
Did you copy over their?
Well, I mean, they'll give you 100 gold. Smile.
Per spellbook or like total?
Per spellbook, yeah.
100 gold for like a spellbook that contains like spellbooks that can cone of gold. Into
Yeah, if you were in
centuries?
any other part of the world, you could expect to get a couple thousand into the tens of thousands for these books. But
this is
yeah.
like absurdly fucking
Yeah,
bad shit.
monopolies are so based in.
Just
God, I
private
hate
wizards
these
just
people
sell it
so
to
much.
privately. I know some wizards that would pay a lot of money for.
Oh,
this,
yeah, you do, but
you're
it's
dead
also
though,
very
so-
illegal and also dead.
Not Zednius, just Yogi the person. Those
Yogi the
characters that would
person.
Pay a lot.
True.
Holy shit.
Travel to the city-state. There'll be plenty of
True.
people.
True.
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
go
I
to
would
the
rather
go to
powerful
the
within
enemies
the
of the
party.
empire and sell them powerful magic items.
Surely he won't be
Yeah,
one
I'm
of the
sure.
judges dead in a ditch right now.
Oh no.
We retroactively changed the lore where Severus is one of the judges you killed.
Yes, I will be giving them the spellbook and the tome.
All right.
And I will
Then the
accept the
tome
measly
they will
finder's
give you
fee.
200 gold. For the spellbooks they'll give you 100 gold each.
Hey, 400
Okay,
gold's
so that's a
pretty
total
good.
of 400 gold.
Yeah.
That's still 400k.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
no,
we
it's not a
get it.
small
You're
amount.
giga
It's not a small amount by any means. 400k is real good.
And because I gave them this like huge thing, did I maybe get carry some favor with them?
No. The only reason
What?
Ethan got it is because he gave them the very rare, almost artifact level armor.
I gave them like a fucking almost very rare, almost artifact level tome.
No, those are not. That's
Yeah,
not a
Those
very
are just
rare
basic ass
artifact.
spells.
And-
yeah.
No, not the spellbooks.
Oh, the tome isn't
was
even
not
that rare. That's just like a standard
not?
cultist. That's just like
Oh.
almost every cult will have something similar to that.
Well, that's cool and all. Could I like ask
like,
them?
If we read the Summa
Could I ask them now
Theologica, we
after
become
like I
lawful
bring them
good.
something as
No.
cool as this? If I could like copy some ritual spells, please.
The Department of Magic will indeed let you copy up to 2 ritual spells
No matter what level. Question mark?
below 3rd level. Well, 3rd level or below.
No! I really want Rory's telepathic bond, and it's 5th
That's
level.
so sad. I'm so sorry that happened to you. You should improve your relationship with the Department of Magic then.
I'm trying! I'm giving these fucking books.
I'm sorry
if
that
they're
you giving them
desperate
3
for
items
something?
didn't instantly make them fall in love with you. I'm so sorry.
I'm literally giving them like items worth thousands of gold, okay?
Yeah.
These bozos should be
It's not like
thanking
you have
me.
any other alternative other than treason to the Empire.
I could just...
They're not going to
It's a
thank
great
you for
idea.
not committing.
Use
They're
that.
not going to thank you for not committing treason.
Just go with Maximus.
They should,
to the
though.
city-state and-
If you want the Department of Magic to like you, whenever you're in your next arc and something related to the Department of Magic comes up, just side with them, like no matter what, and then that improves your relationship with them. Whether they're in the wrong or not, just side with them. That's how you improve
Our
relationship.
Department of Faith, and it'll go down.
If you side against the Department of Faith, yeah.
I mean, more than likely, siding with the Department of Magic is probably going to be against.
Typically, yeah, they don't really like each other. Honestly, the Department of Faith hates almost everybody other than civility.
Beast.
Anyways, yeah, which 2 rituals do you want? Hecko?
I am
Hecko?
looking through them right now. I'm
Schlecko?
so...
Yep, find familiar.
Nah,
No,
that's-
too
that
many
one- that one's
familiars, man.
boring.
Too many familiars.
That one's way too boring.
Technically, my familiar doesn't act.
Technically, we don't know we're familiar, so shut up.
Alex, are you
Yeah, my
angry?
familiar doesn't exist. It's not.
No, I was
We
just doing
can't, it can't
my.
hurt us.
I was doing a voice.
You know what?
Next pixie you meet's
Yeah.
gonna talk like that.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
You're not wrong.
It's like a goddamn
Be my
probe
fix.
droid.
True. Oh god.
Can I
Yeah,
instead
Liam
take
and Tiny
one
Hut, that's a
5th
pretty
level
base
one,
spell.
please?
No, it's. What
What's
do you want?
the-
What do you want, Severus?
Phantom Steed is pretty based.
I'm thinking about it. I just really, really want.
It's just
Rory's
wizard spells, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
What
it's
was
wizard
the spell
spells
you
that
were
are
trying to
ritual.
get?
Well, ritual cast. I don't think. Yeah, I think that's limited to wizard spells. Yeah.
Okay, so
What was
ritual.
the biggest spell you
Phantom
wanted?
Steed.
Yeah. I'll guess I'll take Leomon's tiny hut.
We have a different name for it in ours. Let me go check what it is.
Yeah, tiny hut. That's
No, it's somebody's tiny hut. It's Vondi's tiny hut. Whenever a person learns a one of those named spells, I name it after the character who learned it. So like Tiny Hut, the first player character to ever learn Tiny Hut was Ethan's old character, Vondi. So forever now it's just called Vondi's Tiny Hut.
What about
That's
like
cute.
Arms of Hadar and the?
Not everything is named, but a decent chunk of them are. So we
Okay.
have Travik's Black Tentacles, named after the Archmagus of the Dawi, that was also a player character. I don't think anyone has
Yeah, isn't there a
anything
list
Hadar
somewhere?
related. Yeah, there is. It's at the very top. It's called spell names and new spells.
I know Zednius has cast some of those spells, but
It's
it's
very top.
Yeah.
So I'll be taking that one,
Yeah.
and I'll be
Oh, shit.
taking,
Oh yeah, Bondi
And I'll-
has 2.
Yeah.
and I will be taking.
what about Tensor's floating disc? We could get a Severus floating disc.
True. Severus' floating disc. 100%.
Wait, is there anybody who's ever taken that spell before?
I don't think so. It's dog shit.
Can Bondi not have just done Bondi's?
It's not that
teleportation
bad, actually.
It's not. You will literally never use it this entire campaign, and I will point and laugh.
You will find a way to use and spite you.
Just to spite me. True. Actually, true. That's actually.
I was just-
Suboptimal
I was-
gameplay just to
I was
spite the DM.
I was ironically thinking of taking it just so I can use the name, get the name.
I get it. I mean, I'm pretty sure, unironically, one of the. I don't remember which spell it was. It may
Has
have been
anybody
Traffic's Black
taken Rary's
Tentacles.
telepathic bond before, actually?
I don't think so, or it would be on the list.
Oh my god, I wanted so
What
bad.
does it do?
Severus' telepathic bond. It connects up to 8 willing creatures for an hour, where they can speak telepathically to each other.
And
That
anywhere.
works with you because you already have like
At
message.
any range,
like-
no concentration needed.
That seems like really useful for our like stealth. Like if we
Yes,
all
that's why I wanted
if
so
we
bad.
all
It's
wanted-
so
Like
useful.
me in wild shape. Grania can't talk.
Yes, it's so
Oh,
He's
it's low
losing
level,
it.
though.
He's losing
Stop,
it.
you're taunting me!
Baldy and Baldy.
like,
So
we
what
all
else are you
would've been
taking?
I'm taking water breathing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Doesn't do it anyway.
I just balled it.
He can
so
do it.
hard.
Doesn't have 5th level. Sad.
That would be. Well, I don't need it's a ritual.
Yeah, no, I know.
Ritual
You
content
don't have
is
5th level
probably-
access to 5th
it's
level
called-
rituals.
Is Tiny Hut as like impenetrable in your world as it is in Raw, or is it like?
I haven't changed
Well,
it.
dispel
no.
magic penetrates it.
Yeah. It's
Right.
It's just
I
the
played
default
in some
thing.
places though where people could like dig under it, and I was like, "This is."
No, you definitely can. It's just a hemisphere, right? It's a dome. It's not like a complete sphere. Dome, not a sphere. Do we
all I
know
is the
shapes?
price
Oh, yeah, it
of
is a
something,
hemisphere.
basically.
Yeah.
A
You're
dome
right.
also includes the floor, so.
Now, yeah, I think that actually may be true, but I do know that.
Wait,
by-
actually, I think. Wait, I'm gonna find the Jeremy Crawford.
Oh my god!
Does he just have rulings on like everything?
Yes, because people tweet him random
Yes.
fucking questions and he feels the need to clarify, and then he's like, people use it as like a third rule book. They have your main rule book, then you have errata, then you have Jeremy Crawford's fucking Twitter feed. It's so cringe.
Jeremy Crawford said there's no floor to the.
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure that Jeremy Crawford said at one point that his own tweets don't even count as rules, so, you know, it is what it is. We live in a world. I don't care if he disagrees with me or agrees with me.
But actually, if that's true, then that tweet itself didn't count under the dude.
Wait, I actually have the
What
tweet.
is it? What the fuck?
It has a.
I
There
don't
we
care
go.
what it
There's the tweet.
says!
It has a floor. It has a floor.
I don't care!
It has a floor. It has a floor. It has a floor.
I don't
Crawford
care!
quoted a Jeremy Crawford tweet on this ruling.
Goddamn
Turn myself into a
Stop saying
pickle.
Jeremy Crawford!
Schrodinger's.
I'm gonna lose it!
He
Little
quote
bro,
tweeted
you-
himself.
Wait, what?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
First
my
he
God.
said it's not a hemisphere, no floor, and then he corrected himself a year later,
now-
saying
now-
actually I was wrong.
Now there's errata on his Twitter feed too. Oh
Yeah.
god.
This
I mean, I
pose
would
is all
assume
over the
elements
place.
was the floor.
I hate this shit.
But
Anyways, there's not gonna be a floor. You can dig under it.
I'm gonna
Anyways,
dig under these nuts, okay?
I will. Where are you at,
That's
bro?
crazy.
Huh?
That's
Zip code.
crazy. Germany.
Anyways. So true. Doxed. Anything else you want to do in the city, Severus?
What's Private Sanctum do then?
Well, I assume the Department of Magic won't let me. I'll. Can I
Oh yeah.
pay
that's right.
someone? Wait, no, I don't have the funds for this.
You're so
Probably.
Little.
Like, I don't think 600 gold is enough to buy a magical bow.
No.
Basically, if there's any way of me getting a magical bow within 3 weeks, I'm doing it.
Okay, well then.
That's-
there's a couple
that's
noblemen
not
out
treason.
on the plains who are looking for it. No. Anyways, yeah, you could ask Maximus at the end of the long rest for some money.
Also, well, that money's good and all, but like, where would I actually find one?
Department of War.
Oh dear.
And then also,
Oh wait, none of you are in Clan Bologna. Damn. Oh no, Maximus, did you join Ignia? You did.
Yes.
yeah, but he's a soldier.
That
Shouldn't
doesn't
be
matter.
allowed.
He left the clan.
Fuck, you
I
loser.
was in Clan Bologna though, so. It's just his.
All right,
his
so that's all you want
bond
to do in
sort
the city, Severus. We good?
Can I get a +1 studded leather armor somehow?
No. Oh, actually, yes. Yes, you can get Hydra studded
Hydra.
leather armor for.
Shit, I didn't realize this was
How much
Oh,
does it
did
cost?
Lars sell it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I get a friendship prices from Lars, Pepper?
No, it's not from Lars. It's from the Department of War. It would cost.
Yes, that's
Let
me.
me go check.
Is Hydra leather better than normal leather?
It's +1.
Yes, it's +1.
Like Mithril does for armor.
It would cost you
Can I get that?
125 gold.
I will pay that.
Okay, boom. Instead of the Hydra leather armor.
You
there you
say
go.
Does it weigh the same amount? Or...
125. It's pretty cheap, all things
That's
considered.
insanely cheap. Aren't
Yeah.
Hydras rare? Like Giga rare?
Yeah, well,
Wait.
in Mithdosica, they're insanely rare, but globally, no, they're not rare at all.
Should we get
does
a-
it weigh the same amount as regular leather armor? Like studded leather
Indeed.
armor?
Yes, you can.
We get
Indeed it does. Peach, do you have 125 gold?
Yeah, I think
Then
so.
remove it, and then you get Hydra studded leather armor.
What's the like stats?
It's the exact same as studded leather armor, but +1.
I don't have studded leather armor. I don't think.
What do you have? You hide. Wowie. Oh,
Wait,
that's because your dex isn't good. You should not get this.
Oh.
It's because so the way it works is for light armor you get to add all your dex, whereas for medium armor you can only add 2 of your dex. So if you have a dex less than +2, then it's better to just go with medium armor, which is what you have. You only have a +1, so it'd actually be a downgrade for you to get Hydra studded leather.
Yeah,
is
but I
there
have
any
+5, which is
other
what's not
light kind of armor?
Well, you'd actually want medium armor, because
Oh, got it.
yeah.
Is there any other medium armor that would be an upgrade? For
There
this?
is, but it has metal, and I'm pretty sure druids
Yeah.
have. Yeah, they can't wear armor.
For
that
some
is
Yeah,
metal,
otherwise
fucking
breastplate is the
reason.
way to go.
which breastplate is metal.
Breastplate is just metal.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So I don't. I
Okay.
think you're maxed out in terms of armor, unless.
Bone plate? Wait,
Yeah.
what was scale mail?
Doesn't-
Scale mail is also metal. It's metal scales. You'd have to get like dragon
Oh.
scale or
What
something
the
to.
Well,
Not
Hydra
that.
scales?
I'm sure
Hydra
that we can
scale
find
is-
some dragon armor.
Hydra scale is a thing. It's just that actually is rare because the Hydra has to get very old for its scales to actually
Okay,
serve as
fair,
armor.
fair.
Whereas for leather, you can kill a baby Hydra easy. Plus infinite heads, so infinite leather.
Why is it so cheap if they have
Wouldn't
to?
wouldn't that also be
import it?
infinite scales?
Because 125 gold is still $125,000. That's not that cheap. That's a fucking like a horse-drawn carriage
Compared to
and a couple
Mithril?
servants. Mithril is expensive because there's a limited number in the entire world, and there's a constant ecosystem of recycling it and then forging it. Yeah.
Yeah, is that the only? Are there any active mithril mines left anywhere?
No.
Are humans even capable of mining mithril?
I mean, theoretically, but it appears so deep in the ground
was a
they just
dwarven
don't
thing,
have
right?
mines that go that deep. Only the Blue Mountain Dawi had any active mines, and obviously, I mean, you know what happened to them, so.
Oh dear.
Genocide?
Shouldn't
No,
that mean
they were not
eventually-
genocided. The dragon blew up their mountain range.
Shouldn't that
Oh.
mean eventually we'll get to a point where like human technology allows them to start mining mithril again?
Sure.
Maybe.
Like in the
Sure.
1800s, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Wait 600 years.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, I'll just have the
Or, you just go to the Red Mountains and steal their technology because they got, like, advanced fucking clockwork mechs and shit. Anyways, what were you saying,
yes.
Peach?
Can I start by investigating the dream stuff? I feel like if
Yeah, let's dive into
possible,
that.
I
So,
can
yeah,
extend
Grania-
the face stuff into next session.
Yeah, Grania, Severus, and Renesmee. The three of you are grouped together while Maximus is making Scrooge McDuck bucks. So, what are you guys up to? What are you doing?
I think that first, I just feel like time-wise, it would make more sense to do the investigating on the dream this session,
Cool.
so that I can prepare to go to the Fae Town next session at the beginning.
Sounds
of
good
the
to me.
20 minutes left.
Yeah, that should be some time to do some dream stuff.
Yeah.
Before that, Grania will do the same thing last time, while on Renee's cloak and point towards her healing plate, almost being empty.
Oh,
Ah,
I'll help her go get that.
Go get what? Oh, healer's kit.
Her healing kit.
Are you gonna drag her along on a minorly heretical mission again?
No.
Do you ever want to check in on
Well,
that church where
yeah,
the guy
kind
was?
no.
But yeah.
No, I
Just
haven't
try to
checked
forget
in,
about that.
but
That'd be
I'll
really
like,
funny.
as we pass
What
by, I'll
time?
like look up, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna pass by the same church and take a look inside.
Jesus, that's
Not
a bad idea.
inside.
Oh, just at the outside? Well, the building's
No,
the
like-
same.
I'll just like, as we're walking, I'll
Public
from the distance, I'll look at it.
Oh, okay.
I'm scared.
It's there.
Could
It's a
burn to the
building.
ground.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it's not burned. to the ground.
Maximus wants to go find out what happened during the rest.
Write that down because it's gonna be next week. Okay, healer's kit. How many do you want to buy?
However much 1 gold gets me.
I don't think you can carry that much. Oh no, sorry, I misread the number. Yeah, that'd be 2.
I will buy 2, and I will refuse to let
20
Renesmee
charges.
this time.
Refuse to let what?
Renesmee pay for it.
She'll pay for her own healer's kit. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
She's a
0
proud,
on the
independent
point person.
grania who
She's
don't
now
need no man.
1/10 poorer.
1/10
No
poorer. That's so
Oh.
funny.
Can I do a sleight of hand to see if I can slip a gold into her satchel while she's not looking?
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
I have a passive perception of 12.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
it shouldn't be.
I don't have
shouldn't be too
any like modifiers that would make that better. One sec.
I hope this feels because I have a good way to play them.
Base.
Oh.
You notice Renesmee attempting to slip
Oh
a coin into your
no!
purse.
Oh no!
She'll grab the coin piece, act like she picked it up off the ground, and hand it back to Renesmee.
Oh, did you just find that, Ganya?
She'll point towards Renesmee, like saying it's yours.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, I must have dropped it.
So, investigation
so much
into
better.
dreams. Would you like to explain what this is about? Because some of the non-lore masters may have forgone.
So, if you guys recall, there was a collective dream that apparently it seems like every magic caster in Mithdosica got. At least it could have gone farther, but who knows? Who is to say? There was a whole handout on it, and basically I'm going to be investigating certain parts of it to see what the fuck it's about. Specifically, I want to find out 4 things. Number 1, does the mage and ancient warrior battling a monster in that vision mean something? Number 2, is there anything unique about the Atlian Mountains which appeared in the dream? Number 3, has anything changed in the months since that collective dream? And number 4, are there any like old prophecies that connect to the dream or any of the imagery? So
Let's start with, what do you want to start with?
let's just go top down.
Okay, so what's number 1 again?
Number 1 is does the mage and ancient warrior battling a monster mean something? And I
Okay.
guess if I'm like bringing Grania and Severus with me, I'm gonna enlist them in the fucking library as well.
Okay,
Sorry, guys.
you're enslaving Grania and Severus for the purposes of reading tomes.
Yes.
I can see no better purpose for them. Okay, great. Roll me a history check for each of you. Wait, Grania, can you read? Yes, no, no,
I would hope so.
Yeah, no, yeah, you
If I
can.
could write.
Yeah, I
Oh my
forgot.
god, as you're writing, you're like, what?
Wow.
That's a
11, 10, 10.
Actually, they help me, so it's a
cumulatively that
23.
makes
Wait.
30.
True.
Wait.
So
Can I just say that before I do any of this, I want to cast guidance on myself?
No, you can't cast guidance for days and days of research.
Fuck.
That's for
Actually, it's a
individual
cantrip,
checks.
So...
Bro, pull up the Jeremy Crawford suite.
Actually, it's a cantrip.
You
Actually,
can cast it at a limited amount of time, so...
it's a cantrip. Park on.
I don't care. Anyway, so I'm gonna read the original vision, then we'll talk about what you uncover. But you're on a mountainside, craggly peaks with spatterings of snow all around you, glaciers in the distance, and a cold wind which tears through you. Marching up this craggy slope is a warrior. He wears furs and cloth, like something from the tales of old. He has a spear in one hand and a shield in another. There's a robed figure holding a spellbook behind the warrior. He stares, but he does not look at you, but past you, through you. You find your perspective ejected from the mountainside, looking down on the scene. The warrior and his robed companion are staring at a great shadowy figure. Just gazing upon brings you dread. The robed figure speaks, his voice echoing across the mountainside. The warrior's spear glows with light. The shadow cringes away from the spear, then it strikes. The mountain shakes, the world screams. The light grows brighter and brighter until it consumes all you can see. So that was the vision. And looking a bit more into it, I think what you will uncover is, I think the dress of the warrior. So the robed figure actually looks nothing like anything you can find. His robes are strange. They don't even look like a pattern or material that has ever been like historically common in Mithdosica. So that's a dead end. But you can actually find, now this could be wrong because it's not like the Mythosian historiography is very developed, but what they know is that with very reliable accuracy, you can say until about 2,000 years ago, so even prior to the Shattering, people in Mythosia have had access to bronze weaponry. So that means this is even before that. So this is a minimum, if this is a real event that you're viewing, it's a minimum of 2,000 years ago. And there are almost no oral records left from that time. There's guaranteed nothing written down, because the people on what is now the Mythosian Peninsula 2,000 years ago, they were just a distant, essentially like satellite territory of various empires. They didn't really have any culture. They were disunited city-states. And if you go even further back to the time of like the Dawi Golden Age, they were just a series of tribes bickering and fighting. And honestly, if it is from that period, which is almost 3,500 years ago, there's literally no way you would ever be able to connect it. So your best bet is this is from some sort of prehistory of which essentially no records exist.
Did all spellcasters in the party see this?
Yes.
Okay. How
Hmm.
long ago was that vision?
That's a great question. Let me check. I had it written down and then I got rid of it because I'm like, no one's gonna ask me that question.
I did.
That's crazy.
No, I'll find it. November 16th, which was 6 months ago. Grania would not have gotten this, since I think she was in Nastia 6 months ago.
Mm. Got it.
What's the location? Interesting.
Is there
Well, it was related to
anything-
the mountain, I thought.
It was people within 100 miles of the Atlian Mountains with spellcasting abilities, or like the bloodline to be able to cast magic.
Hmm. Is there anything unique about the Atlian Mountains?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a broad question. There's so many, yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool mountains.
I mean, in relation to this.
About warriors and wizards?
Yeah, like,
Well,
has
I
anything
mean,
historically been fought there? Is there
yes,
any kind
certainly. So there's two mountain ranges that can be considered a part of like Mythdosia proper. There is, of course, the Atlian Mountains, which sort of like define Mythdosia as like a peninsula. And then there's the Porites Mountains. Those are like, Porites are tiny little, they're like barely hills. The Atlian Mountains are a pretty small range by comparison to like, the other great mountain ranges of the world, the Ladies' Tears, the Bourne Mountains, the Spines. But the reason they're so important is because the way back in the day, you know, if we're talking in these like furs and stone weaponry days, which is what that guy hails from, so 3,000 years ago or so, those mountains were a no-go zone. In fact, all hilly and wooded areas, which would have been basically up to, sorry, I should shift paint so you know where we're at. Basically up to like this line where these rivers are, all of this would have been Feywood. So this was really the only habitable portion of the Regina Peninsula. And as humans pushed...
What you're circling was the only inhabitable place,
Yeah,
or
what I'm
that was
circling.
uninhabitable.
What I'm circling is the only inhabitable area. Everything south of it was Feywood or mountains. And as the Feywood was pushed back, the mountains remained. And those mountains were filled with monsters. They were fucking dangerous as hell. They were so dangerous that even until the Reginian Republic, which was less than 150 years ago, those mountains were known for, you will die if you go into these. These are like wolves. These are like abominable yetis. These are drakes. These are wyverns, forktails. These are basilisks, giants, like all sorts of shit that will just kill you. And occasionally they'd come down from the mountains and, you know, wreak havoc amongst the land. And 3,000 years ago it was even worse. There was nightmarish ancient shit, earth primordials. Some people say that the great dragon Koravash, which is the broodfather of the, I think it's bronze dragons, lived in those mountains, though he hasn't been seen in thousands of years. But it was said that once he inhabited those mountains, and he was said to be the size of a city. So there's a lot of scary shit up there. Nowadays, though, because the Mythosian Empire has essentially purged it of all monster activity, theoretically they should be just as safe as, you know, any other part of Mythosia.
Hmm. Has there been any changes that seem connected in the months since the June?
Yeah, there's a pretty major story. This is like a couple days ago, I think. Yeah, you
Like
guys
people
heard about
missing?
it. Yeah, a whole patrol of soldiers, 15 soldiers went missing in the mountains, which is relevant because there's supposed to be literally no monsters in those
I thought you said it
mountains.
was like 100.
No, that was recently. That was the patrol that was the sentry that got slaughtered in Dolnoslavski. 4 days ago, just when you got like 2 sessions ago, you guys heard that 15 men went missing in the Atlian Mountains. Just wholly disappeared. Additionally, you guys noticed when you were walking along the mountains, right after the scream, you encountered a hydra. Pretty fucking crazy, considering, there's meant to be no monsters left in those mountains. There's been stories of Ettins making their way down the eastern side of the range towards Parla. They've all been killed, but still, there's not supposed to be any monsters in those mountains, so the fact that there's any is concerning.
Before that hydra, didn't we also run into a bunch of trolls or giants or something like that? They because that was when Cerberus fell into the lake or the river, whatever that's going downstream, right?
Giants?
Ettins?
I know we fought a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys probably fought Ettins there as well. Ettins have also been around the range. Now, the biggest thing that's changed since that scream has been increased monster activity and people disappearing.
What are Ettins?
Ettins are two-headed giant folk, is the best way to describe it.
The sentry that got slaughtered, can you just give me a little more dates on that from what we've heard?
Yeah, so a veteran soldier with a lot of combat experience from the Galentine War was leading a patrol through the mountains, and it was specifically looking through a pass that leads from Transatlia to Sedalia. He had 15 men with him, all of whom were combat veterans as well, and they just disappeared off the face of the earth. Zero signs as to their passage, no signs of a struggle, just non-existent. As if they would never even went into the pass.
You said something about a sentry that got slaughtered.
That was out on the plains. That was way super far away from. That was way up here, in the princedom of Donslaski.
Got it. Interesting. And is there anything on older histories of people disappeared and it ended up being this. People disappeared and it ended up being this. Any kind of rumors of monsters that make people disappear, or the symptoms of that monster kind of being around or active is
there's a lot. Basically, everything that has any sort of mind controlling effects, it's an exhaustive list. It's hard to narrow it down. Sirens, anything with chronergy abilities, so a really powerful wizard. Could be foreign agents from Tibrash, if you believe, the schizo speculation. It could be flying creatures that just pick them up. It could be a flock of giant eagle. It's too many things to list it all off.
Anything that sticks out to relevancy in this situation?
I don't know how to answer that question. Mr. DM? I mean, a 19's cool. I just still don't know how to answer that question.
Good.
I don't know what you want me to say. There's just too many things that could have done it, and you have zero clues other than a patrol went missing. There's a lot of things that can kill 15 Mythosian soldiers.
I guess, okay, well, in my head, I'm thinking dragon.
Just to narrow it down. So dragons in Valeros, there are broodfathers. There's 12 broodfather/broodmothers, though there's only one broodmother. These are literally the size of cities. They destroy vast territories when they awaken, and only 2 of them have been active in the last 4,000 years, and they're both in Western Valeros. Not in the East.
Can kill 15 men if they don't have magic weapons.
Yes, but there would be sign of conflict. The big deal is that there's zero sign of battle.
Are Nettins small enough or smart enough to clean that stuff up?
No, Nettins are insanely stupid.
Okay.
For having 2 heads, I was gonna say, for having 2 heads, they're remarkably dumb.
Are trolls or giants smarter?
Yes. True giants, if there were an actual hill giant living in the Atlian Mountains, that could do it. Those are really dangerous. They're smart. They can cast magic sometimes. They could absolutely do that. Hill giants are
what could?
Hill giants? Yeah.
Got it.
Or any sort of true giant. The true giant are, again, really, really, really rare. And the last one was thought to be killed in the mountains about 50 years ago. I think you only run into one giant ever. Yeah.
And then trolls.
Trolls are very common, but I think you've only,
I don't know that we've ever run into... Have we ever fought trolls?
Pax? I don't think you have yet, but they're relatively common.
And thank God.
I love trolls.
No.
He has PTSD because he fought trolls in the dwarf game. So... One sec, I'm going to check a document I have to see if it has massive spoilers. If it does, I'm not giving it to you, but if it doesn't, I will.
No more trolls, Alex.
It does have... I don't want to read this whole thing. It's too long. Okay, I'll just summarize it then. No, it's too long.
Just worship the troll god and control
okay, the summary is that Jotuns and giants. So technically, every human alive, when they say a giant, they mean a huge class of creatures. But in terms of scientific separation of categories, Jotun and giants are two very different things. Jotuns are true giants. These are like magical, intelligent, very fucking tall. Giants include a bunch of like giant folk. So if I say a giant, that would include flab giants, it would include trolls, it would include ogres, it would include a bunch of tall things. Even some hags technically qualify as like giants. But for true giants, aka Jotuns, you have hill, cloud, fire, and storm. Also frost. None of these almost ever are on the material plane. Like, storm giants are 300 feet tall, which, just to think about that, like, that's as tall as the Statue of Liberty. They don't just do things. They just don't. The last time a storm giant was seen was, I think, about a decade ago up in Colkland. And Colkland, which is way up here, is known as the land of giants because they essentially worship them. So there's a decent chunk of giants still living up there. But in the rest of the world, they're killed on sight, so there's not that many. Fire giants typically only live in like one of two areas, volcanoes or deep geothermic events. Stone giants basically don't live on this plane at all. Cloud giants don't really live on this plane at all. Frost giants only live in Falkland. And hill giants are the most common by far. But they mostly live in Western Valoros, not the East. But they're about 30 to 40 feet tall. They're intelligent. Some can cast magic. They typically are seen as like leaders, especially in the West, where they'll lead entire goblinoid war bands. Yeah, that's about it.
And anything about them making people disappear? Groups of people?
Well, they could just, like, I mean, there's 1,000 ways they could do it. They're so strong, they could pick up a person, put them in their sack, do that for all 15 guys until the patrol disappears. They could throw rocks, kill all of them, and then clean up the battlefield so there's no sign of anything happening there. Really,
Yeah.
if they can cast spells, they could just cast mass suggestion and tell them to come into the woods or walk off a cliff or something. So.
Oh yeah, I guess mass suggestion. Fuck, there's so many things that can like cause people to just disappear. That's why it's so mysterious.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be much of a mystery.
Yeah, it's like
How
the
easy.
differential diagnoses for mass disappearances.
So true.
Is like there's so many fucking things that it could be. Okay, and number 4, are there any old prophecies that seem to connect to the dream or any of the imagery?
Hesketh, so we getting here. Are we sticking to like mainstream Aurelian soul opinions?
No.
No. Well then. So the Reginan Republic. Well, okay. How do I start this? So when you guys went to Batavia, do you remember Batavia?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's where the undead giant guy was.
Okay, yeah, Yogi remembers it. So Batavia is a ruined city of a culture that exists on the Regina Peninsula, but was not Reginan. So the reason it's called the Regina Peninsula is named after, it's a geography feature, but it's also the culture of people that live there. They're Reginans. It's just what they are. But there used to be other cultures which existed on the Regina Peninsula as well, all of which don't exist for various reasons. And some of their prophecies have been, sort of maintained. And there is one prophecy. It used to be in the region of Sedalia. That they're basically just called hill people now. They're long since extinct for a very long time. And they had a prophecy, which is carved in one of their hill burrows, which said that when the world screams, the skies will tear open. The hounds of oblivion will exit from the realm of souls and enter the world of man and eat every man, woman, and child, and then eat the sun, the moon, and then the world itself.
And did they elaborate as to why?
It's what they do. They eat.
And did they say anything about what we can do to stop it?
Die.
Okay, that's not very good, Harkon.
I mean, it's the end of the world, so yeah, it's not very good.
Just a bunch of prophecies.
True. When is it?
And is there anything in like the mainstream Aurelian Soul that?
No. In the mainstream Aurelian Soul, this entire thing is viewed as like a weird whack quirk, and they'll figure out what caused it soon enough.
Got it. Okay, and that's all the prophesying that I'm seeing.
There's not a lot. The Aurelian Soul is kind of, the Church of Aurelian Soul is kind of against the concept of prognostication, like as a category. So yeah, they don't make a lot of prophecies.
What the fuck is making prophecies?
Yeah.
It's a big word, Harkon.
I got other ones: soothsaying, prognostication, fortune telling.
Prognostication. Well, fortune telling is easy, but
I guess.
Prognostication.
Yeah,
Okay.
Those are two syllable words. Alex.
Two syllable words.
It's pretty.
Well, I think with that, we will end this session. I don't know how the scheduling is going to work out, but timeline-wise, right now there's a Zednia solo session. We will wrap up this long rest at the start of next session, and then we'll do the trial of Galerius, and then maybe, depending on how it works out, we'll move on to the next arc. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I will see you guys next week, whether it's a Yogi solo session or a full party thing. We shall see. It'll be at normal time.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's all I
With
got.
the Yogi solo session, I'd really like to know beforehand.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What would the Yogi solo session be?
coming back from death.
Hmm.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys then. Hasta luego.
Alex,
Bye.